I didn't come to you. You came to me.
That's you asked me. I didn't ask you.
Hey, you asked me. Tomato.
Three Black Geeks brought to you by the policeman. Just do what we say.
Or not.
You know, I find it.
You can do it the hard way and the easy way. Brian Denny coming out of nowhere with the club.
Easy way. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 3BG. Like, click, subscribe, click the button, click the bell on YouTube, and click that, subscribe button, follow button actually on Twitch. And check out our website, 3blackgeeks.com.
We always are doing something, always trying to trying our best to have something out weekly. Sometimes we have a lot of stuff. Sometimes it's it's just the one show this week. So that's
life happens. Life happens. But
it's Chris, it's not every day, we see a white man getting yoked up by the policeman.
Okay, can I talk about this real quick? So
or seeing the police get rolled by one man.
So this is very timely, actually. I made a joke about Rebel Ridge. I said Jamal Reacher, and Sue pointed out, no, this is Rambo. And I was like, after watching the movie, fair.
It's more, right. It's more akin to
Rambo.
It's
very Rambo. But one of the things that kind of got me a little bit, and this is how I know people don't watch movies, is that they felt some way about the fact that a black guy didn't kill any of the cops, right? And I'm like, did you guys not watch?
Real?
But it's like, guys, did you not watch First Blood? Like, Rambo didn't kill anybody, so this isn't restricted to just Hollywood doesn't want a black man to survive. It's like, don't count the rock throwing, don't count that.
No.
Did he kill?
No, first of all, that's what I was gonna say. No, I was gonna say, did Rambo didn't kill anybody on purpose?
No. I don't count the rock throwing. That nigga shouldn't have been hanging out the fucking helicopter. That's on his. That's his fault on that one.
See,
should have had a rope tie. Yes, he was. You don't sit there with one leg in and one leg out, and then the helicopter is shaking and stuff, and you expect to sit there and get the hell out of here, man.
Look,
not
man,
you, but
this is what happens when motherfuckers are that pressed. Okay, that pressed to go after a drifter who rides a freaking dirt bike into the mountains.
Can I be real about this? Okay, so D-Point, this is a while back. Me and him talked about this, and we mentioned it last episode about the nature of how people talk about Vietnam vets and stuff, and how much that was definitely propaganda from Nixon and all that stuff, basically. Because let's be real, and we've mentioned this on Dead Presidents too, about how Vietnam was the first time America basically got punched in the mouth multiple fucking times and had to take an L.
It was one of the
when
times
they didn't have to.
They really didn't.
Because you got to think about it. America in so many ways were making every 3-pointer since the end of World War II. And they didn't have
World War I, maybe?
It's like this since the end of World War One. I'm sorry, because America technically didn't have to go into World War II. They technically didn't, and then the Japanese is like, so your whole. It's like, I'm sorry.
Nah, stop it.
Ohio gave us.
No, stop it, dude. It was very simple. The two thought they had an agreement until one of them found out they was getting screwed over, and they simply replied with "Soka."
But also,
that was it.
That was it. But also, according to the League of Ungentlemanly Warfare, Winston Churchill was like, yo, we got to show the U.S. that this shit is serious. So we got to do this undercover, super secret duper, undercover war effort and stuff. And then boom, the U.S. is like, all right, I guess we need to join because this Nazi shit is serious now.
And that's what I'm saying.
They really thought that the mustachioed man was really going to try to take over the world.
Pretty much.
And the one thing that happened and after the First World War
failed art student taking over the world.
Look, and the nigga had good. No, real talk. You had him, and then you had the failed school teacher, the failed newspaper writer, the failed dude that had a YouTube group, and the YouTube group broke apart at the end, and he was like, you know what? We being racist. And next thing you know, Mussolini had the whole country behind him. So that's how it worked. It worked for him.
Yeah, it really did.
Going racist.
It really did.
That nigga said, so what you call this? It's called fascismo.
This right here.
No.
This right
Yes.
here.
Mm.
Oh yes. Oh yes. They took it out on the troops. Like and it sucked too, because it was like, Rambo makes the point about how, these maggots at the airport were spitting on me, which was not true whatsoever, because in fact, it's like Nixon's propaganda was, because like everybody protesting the war, it was gaining major traction because people was like, yeah, this war was stupid. Why we were there again? Like, the hell? Like, why we were there the whole time and all that stuff. And that was his way of like pushing back on it.
And the reason why was because America until 1990 was dead set on is us versus the commies, and that was the only reason why we was in Vietnam. And we sent about 1 million men to Vietnam, and a bunch of them got X'd off book. The Vietnamese cooked us. Straight up
that was a 9-1 matchup, sir.
And yeah, exactly. And the worst part about it is the Russians, with what little help they gave Vietnam, they got us. And then, like I said, but that's the other stuff.
But it was sick in a way, because like, Rambo at one point in the movie was talking about how his boy, they were in a bar in Da Nang or whatever and stuff, and kid came up to him with the shoebox, like shiny shoebox, and turns out it was wired to blow, and boom, his boy's body parts is on him and shit. And that was a normal thing over there. That wasn't just a one-off. That was a normal thing.
And here's the thing, and it's one of the things I'm with Roger Ebert when it comes to this movie. Is a movie of 5 out of 5? No. But can I mention the acting of Stallone makes you believe? And this is one of probably Stallone's better roles of him acting, where it's just like, especially that part, like, I'm just sitting there, man. His legs were there. I couldn't do nothing.
He's like, I want to go home, Johnny. I want to go home. I said, I can't find your fucking legs.
And I mean, and that's the thing, because
I think about it every night.
But that's the thing too, because it's like the trauma of the soldiers and dealing with all the surprise attacks on their ass. And then like Rambo's boy got hit with Agent Orange, and he had cancer and shit. And and not just cancer, there was a lot of other people that got hit with other diseases too, from all the chemical warfare and all the shit that was happening over there. So it was trauma across the board.
Exactly. The one thing that was so big about Vietnam was not only did we lose the war on the land, and lose the war on the land, we also lost the psychological toll that it put on us. See, when we was in Korea, we were saving the day. We was big dick swinging in that junk. When it came to all the other little messed up things the CIA did around the world, we were big dick swinging. Vietnam kicked us dead in the teeth. And the worst part about it was they found ways to take the shit out of all of the troops that fought over there.
And it's
one of the trickle. And in my opinion, Chris, at least what I have read and what I've seen as a grown man and what I've heard from, yes, and because we're old enough to know men who fought in Vietnam and all the rest of what I heard from them, straight up, the government left them. They didn't care for them no more.
Let's be real.
And one of the bigger, and just one more thing, one of the bigger things that still stuck in my mind, I took my father-in-law over to not Walter Reed. It's over there. The VA hospital up there in Northwest, man. And you still see some. Might as well. But you know what I mean, the big old VA hospital. And I'm seeing how the government still to this day, troops to this day, you got to jump through hoops and all this. And I thought to myself, you didn't choose to go over there. You was just a part of the Marines, and they would say,
I mean, let's be real. Like that's a cycle. That's a cycle that even happens to this day. Because I mean, I don't think, because I know, man mentioned like after 9/11 it was undone. No, it kept going, because even after 9/11, because we were so America fuck yeah, there was this sense of like nobody really gave a shit on how the soldiers were like psychologically feeling, especially when you had that the stop loss shit, where they were basically soldiers that did their 6 years obligation. They got called back into the military and they had no choice. And it's like, bro, they already had to deal with the first round of being over in Iraq, and now you're going to throw them back to the wolves again. You don't really care for these people. And there were a lot of movies that came out around that time. I think the Justin Timberlake movie was a Stop Loss, the same one.
Jarhead was the same way. Jarhead.
Well, that was Gulf War. That was Gulf War.
That was Gulf War.
Yeah, that was Gulf War. But there was a lot of them. It was a lot of those movies that came out around that time addressing that, because it's like, yeah, this shit really fucked with a lot of soldiers' heads. And as much as Republicans say that they're for the military, they really don't give a shit about the military.
American Sniper was a part of that too.
American Sniper was a part of that. And one of the things that stuck out to me is just how we treated them, because we know people who served in probably both Afghanistan and in Iraq.
We have two friends of ours that served over there.
I have one friend that told me the stuff and go over there. I said, all y'all dudes was fucking awesome. I don't like calling people who fight for a war that I don't believe in heroes, but on some real shit, you did some heroic shit. You kept people alive. You tried your best to keep civilians over there alive.
Mm-hmm.
You did a job I would never put on anybody. And you only have these Marines who didn't do nothing. These Marines and these niggas in the Army who did nothing over there, coming over here talking about, yeah, America. See what I served over there. Shut up. Shut up. You didn't do nothing. You didn't get the trauma that some of these men had. Because if you did, there would be more respect coming out your mouth. One of the people that say, like, we had two instances where we had soldiers snap here in DC, where they snapped and killed, started killing all the people. And you were like, why did they do it? Why did they do it? And then you hear why they did in their manifesto. It's like,
TSD.
Oh my God, it's like that dude was a war hero. And he came back home and he was like, why is my country not giving a shit? They react the way they was taught. It's so deeply fucked up.
And Sue can co-sign on this too. There's a line Rambo says, like, yeah, I serve, I can, run tanks and fix them and da-da-da. I get back here and I can't do nothing.
Yeah.
And that's true, because it's like...
the line was... I was in charge of like $1 million equipment, like I could drive a tank, I could do all this stuff, but yet I come back to the world and I can't even hold a job parking cars.
And that's the legit truth, because I got out right when the recession hit in 2008. And it sucks because you have all these accolades and then you're just trying to get a job. And it's like, what the hell? I got experience. What
And I said, it's the whack shit that because we was talking about something not related. We was talking about certain rappers that got killed and all the rest of that. And I was like, it's the same way they do in the Army, where they pump heads saying you go into the military, you can get this, that, and all the rest of that, yada yada woo. Especially after 9/11, the lies I heard, just getting. People getting promised, and in some instances, people ain't got a choice. Yeah. It's like, I really don't want to be doing this one job. I gotta get better. I gotta get paid better. I gotta go to the military, and they get transformed. It either get transformed, and they believe in that oorah bullshit. But you know what I see? 90% of it. It's like, yo, it was just a job. It was the worst job I ever took in my life.
It's consistent pay, but Jesus, man, all the stuff we had to deal with.
It's consistent pay. I at least got this. Thank God. I had to pull teeth to get it, but I got. The way that the military treated my big sister is one of the reasons why I didn't give a crap. I'm like, wait a minute, my sister was still John like poor, and she served over there. I was like, she served over there. I remember when they was shipping everybody to Kuwait. The second George Bush was like, "Nah, we're gonna kill him."
And the wild part about this movie,
it killed me, man. Whatever.
And the wild part about this movie is that, like, number one, Brian Dennehy, the cops were just over the top, because I get the idea that this is the time period here, the idea of being in a small town out, because this is like in the Pacific Northwest, basically, right?
No, this was specifically the location. It wasn't just, random Jerkwater, USA. No. First of all,
I love that term. Jerkwater.
First of all, the location was in Hope, Washington.
Yeah. That's Pacific Northwest technically, because Oregon and Washington. So it's like, I get the idea that if you're in a small town, you feel wary of a drifter. I get it, because small town, ideology kind of makes you feel like some way about a drifter that's walking in there. But same time, you're a cop. Maybe you should investigate and ask questions of this person before you accuse them of things, like.
Question for y'all. Did y'all ever read the book that this was based on?
Bits and pieces of it, but I never
don't
fully read it.
I just be real with you. When it comes to certain movies like this, I do type in when I know it's a book and I know there's a real difference. I do, do my due diligence. I have on this one. At least I did my due diligence to see what the differences were. Go ahead.
But I was gonna say one of the differences was this took place in Kentucky instead of Washington State.
And that is the weirder thing to me.
It probably hit good it wouldn't have hit better in Kentucky because because Kentucky just feels like, oh, so it's a redneck, racist small town. Gotcha. Like that's how it would have.
Okay, let's put it this way. In present day, what we know about Republicans, and especially in the South, what they say about the military, it would have hit today better. Back then, I don't think.
Yeah, present day Kentucky and McConnell country.
Oh yeah. Like
and people will be like, and I know some people like they'll never treat a veteran like that. That's what would have made the movie deep.
Again, going back to what I said at the top of the show. Rebel Ridge kind of dismantles that notion because that motherfucker was like former Marine and they were treating him like,
and here's the funny part. And the funny part is this. We like to think that, but we got a lot of people, especially now, especially in places like Kentucky, rural Kentucky, where is these people that believe in the NRA, and I wish the government would take my gun away. We can fight them back. Those dumb rednecks who never did a day of basic training.
Funniest shit.
And that's why it makes this so funny, because you got a whole bunch of Hicktown cops. And if you look at the town, there's something that somebody noted online. If you look at the town, there's barely any regular people there. Most of the people that you see are policemen. There are more policemen in the town
Army reservists in this movie.
Army National Guard, nigga.
Army reservists,
soldiers.
Former National Guardsmen that will always stop you and say, "What kind of American are you?"
Hold up, you gotta do like this.
Yeah,
what kind of American are you?
I don't believe I asked you the question. I want you to ask the first question. What type of? They love doing this.
I swear, I need that Jesse Plemons this on a shirt.
White guys who've never been in the military love doing this little move right here. They got that flat jacket they bought on Amazon, and they walk around like
what
this.
What kind of American are you?
Again,
I will never watch that movie again. But damn, was that?
Easy. Hold on. Here's a look. Take off the safety. Hold up.
I will never watch that movie again, but holy crap. I sat in the theater and I was like, this guy, Meth Damon he's a great racist in this fucking movie. Like, bro. Hold up, immunity.
He still kept that Breaking Bad.
My man said, what kind of American are
with
you?
An Asian, 2 Asians, and a bunch of white folks there. And I'm like, if you're any minority in that moment, you're shitting your pants immediately. Like, oh no, I'm dead. Done.
Any of them that happen to be a shade darker than this?
Yeah. Terry Bo.
Wait. Any of them that happen to be anyone that happens to be a shade darker than this? You are dead.
Terry Bogard is a blonde hair. Terry Bogard is a blonde hair, blue-eyed white man. He is fine.
6'5". 6'5".
With red Converses.
We say he was fine. And then we keep saying that. And then Brian Denny, he pull up in that Malibu going, hey.
So wearing that, walking around wearing that flag, looking the way that you look, you're only asking for trouble around here, friend.
Stupid, because it's okay. Here's how small town hope is, right?
It's 1982.
Small town hope, it reminds me of D knows it's like Henderson and Robbins, North Carolina, where everybody knows everybody, right? Like, because you remember he's walking out the police horse. How's it going there? Blah blah blah. He's like, oh, it's doing good. My man got he going to the fucking steel mill and shit, sawmill and shit, walking across. Like, that's how small town this shit. Everybody knows everybody.
My man just left the general store.
Texaco gas station is the major gas station in that fucking city, in that town.
They have one 7-Eleven in that town.
Got a diner, and that jump be popped. That jump is the spot.
Hey, diner food
shut down.
Hey, diner food is actually pretty underrated. I ain't gonna lie.
It is.
Depending on where you're at, it's actually pretty underrated.
Because that's when you get like the killer portion sizes over there.
Yeah, like I mean, especially if you go to Pennsylvania. Like Pennsylvania got some dope ass diners. But like that's how small town it is. But it was just weird to me for a cop like that. The way he's going at Rambo, I was like, if Rambo was like black, I would get it because schism. But it's like Rambo's just an unassuming white guy. Like you could ask at least some couple of questions at least. Like
I mean, somewhat scruffy looking.
Yeah, but still, like
he's walking. Come on, man. He's walking around with the with the freaking duty bag, and he's got on the freaking coat. I mean, I get it. It's cold as shit during that time.
Oh, dude, Washington in fall and winter. Oh, it's cold as shit.
It's cold.
You're near the Canadian border too.
Then on top of that, come to find out, oh shit, this man's brandishing a freaking Bowie knife, a big ass.
He didn't brandish it. The shit was in his back pocket, like
it wasn't in his back pocket, which he did ask him, "What the hell do you use this for?" Hunting. Like, what are you hunting?
Technically, he's right. It is hunting. Like,
it's a hunting knife.
But okay. Before we get to that though, he's there. Rambo is there to visit his friend, and he finds out his friend died from cancer because of Agent Orange and stuff. And his wife, black wife, obviously his friend was black. But you could tell the look on her face of just being fed up that she had to deal with like his declining health and how that really fucked her family up in a way. And I actually like that scene a bit, like her really like emoting, like, oh shit, like he died.
I know the line too, because when he said, first of all, it was Delmar's gone. Like,
when is he gonna be back?
When's he gonna be back? Like, died. What? Huh? Died last summer. What? How? Like we left Vietnam together. How did he die? Cancer. So cut him down to nothing. I could have lifted him off the sheet. I'm like,
that's rough. That is rough. That is.
And I love that little piece of my condolences to you and your family. My man gave him. He gave her the picture of them during Vietnam, and I was like, you know what? That is the least you could do.
Oh! She was emoting. She saw it, and she was like, oh, like damn.
Also, shout outs to where his boy Delmar Berry lived, man, because
by the water.
Not even by the water. It's like he had to pass a mountain just to get to the water.
I mean, look, if you could,
like the one thing I learned,
it's like the Washington equivalent. It's like the Washington equivalent of trying to go to Michael Jackson's house. Like, how deep that man's house is.
Gotta be. You know why? Just in case some white folks start bapping. Like, look, we all the way out here in these woods here. We minding our business now. We ain't trying to get in. We don't want no trouble now. We out in the middle of these woods, so you crackers don't say shit to us.
I keep the American flag swinging.
Keep the American flag swinging. You're like, hey, just let you know, I'm one of y'all.
It's one of y'all. It's really the dichotomy of a black person. It's like, I got the American flag, but god damn it, America, you're really kind of just bending me over every day, aren't you? Just like, why?
Oh, yeah, because no matter what, once you come back to the world, you are still a
African American Negro, if you will.
So my man
to middle America,
like that. But that's the truth, because troops will go,
badges, Purple Hearts. None of that means shit.
You remember what Dave Chappelle said? Niggas like black men will go over to England and go to these different countries, Italy and France. Yay! Get their dick sucked by a white woman. Come back to America, nigger. Like, it's a trip. One of the things that one of the clips actually
just stayed overseas.
One of my favorite clips.
Like, that's
one of my favorite clips actually of all time is this black soldier in Vietnam, and he talks so cool. He was like, "Nah, man." He says, "Man, come on over here and killing people. Like, I can't do that, man. That's not my culture. That's some white man's culture. But I'm over here doing the white man because we need the land, the food, and all the rest of that breathing there. I fight for that. I do that. But but when I get over there, like when I get back home, they call me a nigga. These little Vietnamese girls that show a good time, they call call us nigga, but they don't know what nigga means. But the white man know what it means, and he deliberately keeps saying I'm a nigga, even though I'm fighting for the same war he doing. I'm over here because Richard Nixon want us over here, and we try to fight for our freedom. We try to do that, and we do all that, show that we Americans. But how am I an American? Like, I'm an American, but when I get home, oh no, you not an American, you a nigga. I'm like,
I mean, but that's the thing that I told y'all guys before
man,
about how like you got a lot of some
Bars.
people, some black folks that are very radical online that be questioning black people that join the military, and it's like, guys, you got to understand people's circumstances here. Like, it ain't cut and dry like you think it is. Like,
exactly. I don't.
Look, man, I'm just trying to go to school.
Pretty much,
Exactly.
it's like it's either I'm going to school, I want a steady paycheck so I can get the fuck up out of my situation. You know,
or the real Patty Jones. I want a Camaro. I want a Camaro. I want a Mustang. I want my Dodge Charger. I get it. I get it.
Hey, it's the simple things. I mean,
I like how
he
you
ain't
let
lying.
I like how you let the Camaro go and then everything else on that list.
No. I was trying to catch up. I was trying to catch up and say ill to all of them.
No, but
hey, look,
basic
I like
bitch ass.
Hey, Eris, you know what I say, basic bitch? I'm like, you did all that. You did all that for your Camaro.
You don't even take
and
care
it's
of the
not
like
even
that.
the SS. It's not even the ZL1. Nigga, get out my face, bro. This is not even a good one. And look, Eris, you know me. D can't drive a stick. And it's manual. It's manual.
It's automatic. It's automatic.
It is automatic. It's automatic. You just
and the motherfuckers don't even take care of it. They don't even do basic oil change. I'm like, bro, like I know your oil black as hell right now. Like, what are we doing here? Like,
no, but then you get the ones that'll get like the most top of the line, like best motor, like on the freaking car, can't drive it for shit.
Hey yo,
zero control.
Shout out to my friend who's a vet of the Afghanistan Iraqi war, my boy Bird. I was like, nigga, you got an Impala. It's a SS. Let's go.
He knew the assignment.
My nigga.
He knew the assignment. He knew the assignment.
Like you can't go over there and get a regular Caprice. You're like, no. You better get an SS. You better get a Grand National. You better get, you know what I'm saying? If we're gonna get muscle cars, what is we doing? Well, you got the 2 point. You over there? Yeah, I had to get that Mustang. That's the 2.7. Get out of here, nigga. Like, come on, bro.
This nigga rolled up with an EcoBoost, thinking he's doing something.
This nigga over here, the EcoBoost, looking like the badass mom. Get out of here, nigga.
No, but you know what killed me though is that this dude Rambo gets in the police car and they're driving. And he's like, "Is there something against the law? I can't get some food from the diner." And I'm like, God damn,
Brian Denny. The only thing Brian Denny
drove him in the opposite direction.
Thank you. I'm like, yo, like,
you know what? And I
walked all the way over here.
Shout out to Rambo who said, "No. I'm going back in the jail."
I like how he looked in that rearview mirror and was like, "This nigga coming back." Oh no.
What did I just tell you?
Just casually stroll.
Let me tell you something.
Brian Denny, and now one of the things that there's 3 actors in this movie that people praise. Of course, if there's one thing, if anybody noticed about 3 Black Geeks, we love Sylvester Stallone. We actually love Stallone. If you haven't noticed, we do his movies probably more than everybody else. And granted, he got a lot of the movies that fall in our wheelhouse, but Stallone, we do a lot of Stallone on 3BG because we like him, man. But also, it's Brian Dennehy. Yeah, he is. Then we got Brian Dennehy. Brian Dennehy in this movie is
All-star.
Brian Dennehy. First off, one of the greatest character actors who ever lived, in my opinion.
Yes.
Very good actor, young. In this movie, you can tell they don't mention it in the book. In the book, they mentioned that he's a vet of the Korean War, which starts another beef, which all the people that was in the Korean and World War II are like,
it's dead presidents. It's dead presidents all over again. I was in a real war.
I swear, I gotta be honest. No, stop right there. That scene pisses me off so much to this day because it's like, number one, I know that's fucking Charlie Sheen, Martin Sheen saying that shit. So it's like I'm not mad at Martin Sheen saying it because Martin Sheen's a great actor, but it's just like when he says that, it's like, God, that stabs me, and I wasn't even alive during that time. Like, Jesus, like,
what makes it so much worse, Chris, is the fact that he's saying it. But you could just feel the word nigger being stabbed in your chest when he's saying it. Because
It's like, God, he said
like you
real
just
war. It's
feel
like,
it.
yo, like,
All right. Listen to me, Hakeem. All right, Tyrell. Let me tell you about the real world in a real battle. I took part in World War II, where we had to fight Hitler. What did you fight? Some guys named Hukong Hanki Fu out there in the middle of the jungle.
First off, there, sir, racist. It's like, but nah, he gets arrested. They get to the police station, and this is where, again, it's like, yo, is Rambo black now? Because they really are just like, yo, like, just they treating him like a black man. And
Nah, they ain't treating him like a black man. They're treating him like a drifter.
Yeah,
he said it. He said it himself.
Code for black man.
No, he said it himself.
Code for riffraff.
Code for rascals.
All right, Boomer.
Code for ne'er do well.
Look, CJ. I've been watching a lot of Hong Kong movies with horrible subtitles, and the word "rascal" has appeared.
Look, we've come a long way on subtitles, right?
I know.
You're right.
No, that's what I'm saying. And the word "rascal" has appeared in at least 10 of them that I've watched.
I like the ones you look at a Hong Kong movie and they say wanker. Those are the good ones.
Brit now?
Yeah, because it is pre-90. It's pre-90. It's pre-97. Hong Kong and China, so it makes sense.
You be watching a Godfrey Home movie. Shut up, you wanker. He didn't say that. We know he didn't say that.
Yeah. Oh, subtitles were terrible.
Rather watch a fan sub. Jesus.
Oh no, they like this, my dude. They are like this.
Maybe not Capcom. Cyclops or Ryu, nigga. That's what that is.
Yeah.
I do have Naruto fan sub. So you're right.
But no, I mean, for one thing, it is so anyway, it's Teasel's job to keep drifters out of Hope, Washington, right?
Yeah.
And he just does not like him because, first of all, you're gonna charge Rambo with vagrancy, resisting arrest, and possessing a
90 days
knife
in jail apparently, and a $250 fine it carries. Which I'm like, that's light work. 90 days in jail, huh?
Yeah, but they were gonna keep him in holding for like 35 days until the trial.
No,
does it count for time served if he does 35 days in jail? If that's the case,
Chris,
that's just holding.
Chris, they were gonna.
I've been in holding before.
Cornhole him, man. Look, they was gonna do.
They were definitely gonna cornhole him.
They was gonna do stuff to him. Something was going up his butt. That's all I can tell you.
Colonel Trotman said it best. Rambo would have been cornhole. They would have got cornhole. Come on, this is just.
Well, the only way that would have happened is if you just would have triggered some PTSD shit, and we get to see, the worst.
Okay. I want people to understand something.
Wow.
This was
Danny Trejo mustache.
Okay. I want people to understand something. This was like year 1 or year 2 3BG. We were at Sue's place, right? I think it's before you went to Japan, right? We were just chilling there one day, right? And he put on First Blood, and I was like, I haven't seen First Blood in a while. Let's watch it. And that scene came up. I was like, time out. I don't remember this scene whatsoever. Because I thought this was, you know what it was?
I love the
he paused it.
Right there.
You know what it was? It fucked me up because he paused it, and I thought this was the second movie. Because I was like, did you just skip to the second movie? Because the second movie he's in Nam. I think because he's in Nam.
Yeah, he goes back to Vietnam.
Yeah, so I thought this was a second because I thought this was a second movie where it's like, okay, he must have got tortured in the second movie because again, I barely remember the second movie, and that's what Sue was like, nah, this is the first movie. I was like, when the fuck did this happen?
It's a flashback. My man had a triggering flash.
I like how David Caruso is the only one that has like the common sense, like, this guy's crazy. We shouldn't really be doing this, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, it really was Italian.
The Italian man. Fu Manchu, man.
Italian
David Caruso is just like, hey man, I don't think we should be holding him. I don't think we should be punching him with nightsticks. What are we doing here?
And when he took off his shirt, you saw the scars. He's like, Jesus Christ. Guys, are you sure?
No, here was my favorite. First of all, when they tell him to clean him up, right? And Galt
Galt, real talk. Galt is probably the secret racist one out of all of them.
Harris,
Secret. That's
drop the word secret.
Fine. The most blatantly racist one.
That is
Yeah,
a white
Hold on,
man.
so wait a
That
minute.
is
He
a
walks
white
up behind,
Harris.
like Art Galt walks up behind because he has to be the sadistic chief deputy, right? He walks up behind Rambo. You see that nightstick? You just hear that clack, knocks him down. They're like, Galt, what the fuck was that for? Hey, well, the man said clean him up. Clean him up.
That's a man that wanted to hit a nigga and he couldn't. So Rambo was the closest that he got.
He settled on an Italian.
Settled on Italian right there.
Yeah, greaseball is close enough. All right, Luigi, get on your knees.
I swear, this movie's already a 10 out of 10 in my book. That shit would have been like a 20 out of 10 if you said
All right,
Luigi.
that actor is Jack Starnett, and we have mentioned him before. This is probably the last movie we'll do with him, but we have mentioned him before because he was in Slaughter, he was in Cleopatra Jones, and he was in Blazing Saddles. So we have either mentioned this man before and we didn't know it, man. Because in this movie, he was like, I'm gonna take it up. I'm gonna take up every bit of space to be a racist white man. I love it.
Now it was Galt that name dropped the character by saying, "Oh, well, look at that. Oh, Harry here's a soldier. Rambo, John Jay, you gonna talk to me? I swear
That's why they call it that.
you're gonna talk to me. I swear you're gonna talk to me, soldier."
I think it's just
Stop.
weird that
Now,
the
oh,
respect.
best line. I'm starting to dislike you. I like
He's a fellow white man, and you just doing that to him. Like, damn.
He had that nightstick on him, bro.
That dude wanted to hit a black man so bad. Like, just.
Hey, Chris, that is a white man that wakes up like this. Ugh, niggers.
Thank you. That's a white man that's a look.
Coos.
It's
Darkies.
That's a
Man
man that will
doesn't-
fit. That man
man
will fit
does
right
the,
in today's era of policemen. So you know,
man
hey.
that man doing his push-ups in the morning, like monkey porch.
That's a man that has
Spear chuckers.
that is a man this is a man that he does like 10 push-ups and thinks he has muscle definition. He has no muscle definition
No,
whatsoever.
that's a white man. That is a white man who gets up. I want my toast.
Eggs,
I want my
turnip
toast.
eggs.
I want my eggs over easy, and I want my coffee like the
Straight.
niggers. I want my coffee like the niggers I want to beat.
Black.
Dark. Not a lick of sugar in them. Why? Because they got a lick of sugar in them. That means they a little bit of white in them, and I can't accept that either.
Sorry, game $14.3.
I was even saying,
I just realized that.
I was like,
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
this month because I forgot the football game's on.
Chris, I'm like, Chris, you
I'm not praising the Blue Lives Matters guys here. Don't do that to me. I'm not doing
You look like it. It's like you look like this, Chris. You look like this. You look like the situation when George Floyd was getting choked out on the ground. That's what you look like.
Oh God.
Over here talking about the police state and you over here cheering them on.
First off.
It's like shit.
Do you know that?
Hey, yo, tell me. Gold star for you, sir. Gold star.
Do you know, real talk, y'all, real talk. Do you know that Spear Chucker and Jigaboo does not work on me? Like, I'm getting sick of you Jigaboos. I'm gonna laugh.
Hey, listen,
I've been waiting.
Hey, hang on. I hate to break it to you, but Jay-Z has taken all the power out of that word because he made a song out of it.
True. I mean, Jay-Z and capitalism aside, you're right.
Hey, look. I love the irony of Jay-Z going, "I'm not black, I'm OJ." Hey, Jigga. Hey, Sean Carter.
Insightful.
Give us another Kingdom Come. Give us another Kingdom Come.
Life is a circle. That's all I'm saying.
Sir, why would you put that evil on us? Why would you-
Because he
why'd you
just
do that?
said he's OJ. So I said, nigga, just give us another Kingdom Come. We'll call it even.
Side note, I was deployed when Kingdom Come came out, and I bought that album for like $8 at the BX. And I listened to it, and I was like, this sounds like a guy that really did not want to retire because the Black Album was dope. And you put out this bullshit ass album. Show me what you got, really? That bullshit ass fucking song.
But it had, but just Blazers on this. The Rock.
But John Legend, yeah, no, I didn't hate the album, but at the same time, I hated the album, and just like why that, like what was that? What was that?
Hey, look, much like Alicia Keys marrying Swiss Beats, that her voice is leaving her. Ever since you kicked Dame Dash out that building, you had more money. That's about it. That's about it.
I mean, listen, I'm sure you would rather take that kind of torture versus the torture that Rambo was enduring. Bro, they were about to straight dry shave him with a straight razor.
I've dry shaved before.
Oh,
not even a straight razor though.
And hang on. And prior to that, they freaking blasted him with the civil rights water hose.
Again, is this the allegory for black people? Seriously, like at this point, like I'm sorry, like number one, that small town looks like there is not a shred of a black person. You might get one old black person that was there from like the beginning. That's about it.
True, because I think he did.
Earl runs the fucking junkyard down the road somewhere.
Because I think he did. I think Rambo did walk all the way from Oregon. Like thinking he was going to.
Because he did say Portland was. Yeah, he said Portland was south. Yeah, he said Portland was south. Yeah, he said Portland was south.
But somehow he ended up in Hope, Washington.
Well, he visited, like I said, he visited his friend out because he visited his friend outside Hope, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like I said, civil rights fucking blast by the fucking water. Then all of a sudden they're holding him in, and Rambo. I think this is the part where I think people low key missed it. You see how he calms himself down because you knew right then and there, oh, Rambo about to do some shit. So he's trying to like, let me not, do this. And as soon as he did this, I was like, and here we go.
I mean, him holding up the radio talking about, hey, look, man, I need you to stay still. I'm not trying to cut your throat here. Probably the nicest outside of the kid. Probably the nicest.
Caruso and him were probably like the two. Yeah, Caruso was like the second nicest person to a degree. Yeah, they were neutral. They was like, hey, man, he's crazy. Why are we doing this again? Like,
Caruso screams the dude that was 24 years old, left that town when he turned 18. He's back. He's back from college. I just want to work. He got engaged to Mary Lou. And then all of a sudden he walks into the police precinct and said, God, this guy's kind of tall. Are you sure?
Nah, Rambo worked over that whole fucking police department and it was beautiful. Oh, it was beautiful.
We're talking yeah, we're talking.
Is this he went Solid Snake on everybody in that fucking just like and
just by the way, Eris, I hate how every other picture I get, somebody has to put some weird AI filter on.
I was gonna say, like, what is with the AI filter on this?
Do you, like I said, notice the face, young? Why? I don't know, man. I look. I just think it's so stupid how whatever. But he killed. He could have killed a bunch of people in there. Young, he did it. If there's one person I do feel bad for, it's the cop that was just like, hey, stop.
And my man came back from a smoke. My man came back from a smoke break and got yeeted out the window.
The other one who had Chris's present in his hands, like, yeah. Hey, what's going on? He gets the Mortal Kombat leg sweep.
Imagine if you will, you're coming back getting gifts for your family, and some crazy Vietnam dude just comes out of nowhere and just yeets your ass.
By the way, that
Vega leg sweep that joke.
The freaking Mortal Kombat leg sweep into the elbow, which, by the way, that's in the Mortal Kombat 11 game.
The only thing missing is like the X-ray of Rambo, like elbow.
But yeah, he just rolled over everybody, grabbed his knife. They grabbed his knife and ran straight out of that police station.
R.I.P. to my man on that dirt bike that got yeeted off too. Like, yeah.
Man, he tossed that nigga right off that Yamaha. Yeah, I was mad as a motherfucker. I'm like, this a match, if you will.
He did the
Country
pole
day.
juke. He pole juked him and then grabbed him.
Imagine that joke, man. You on there, you look Eris. Imagine you on the bike. All my ex-lives live in Texas. Hey, what the fuck?
Hey, look.
My man got yoinked.
I mean, I'm jumping ahead, but I like how Colonel Trotman was like this from the beginning of the movie all the way to the end to the cops. Trotman's smile on his face like, it's a good job, Rambo. You're fucking these old boys up. I love it. I love it.
Actually, no, even though he did show up just to assess the situation first, but
Says my ass. He was loving it.
But we'll get to that point. So, Chris, you mentioned something earlier. I remember, but prior to you mentioning this, let's go back to when I first showed you guys this movie at my place years back. We're watching the movie, and we see him on the bike. We see Denny chasing after him in that freaking cop car.
Bullshit on that car catching up with that bike as quick as it did. Even though I know cars can catch up to dirt bike, but that was like, yo, Rambo had like a good 5 mile
He did.
He did.
But look, here's me. I got to be real with you. He's like, he did. But that is the 1979 LTD, what we later known as the Crown Victoria. He can catch up to him. I ain't saying that he can't maneuver, but he can catch up to them.
No. That is the police package inside that Crown Vic. So, anyways,
I'll let you continue.
Anyways, we're watching this. We're like, wow, this is, considering how old this movie is, I'm like, this is actually a pretty fun chase. And then all three of us go, wait a minute, was that a ramp? Was that a mattress that we saw him leap over?
Dog, that was hilarious.
Dog, I like how Denny's character really thought he can do a Ford like a rock commercial trying to go up the mountain in that fucking car, and it's like, oh, bitch, you thought that was not happening whatsoever.
Bro, even Rambo barely got up that mountain with the bike.
Yeah, dirt bikes, they're good, but they're not that good traveling up like mountains. Like I know newer dirt bikes can to a degree, but not that one. That looked like that was more of a dirt bike for fun.
Bro, that dirt bike has summer tires on.
Yeah, it really did. This ain't Mission Impossible 2 where it's like, okay.
That thing was meant for mudding, but not mudding up a hill.
Mudding up a steep ass hill.
That. It's like, all right. Sure.
So of course he's like, all right, fuck it. He's got to go the rest of the way on foot. This man is going to stay out on that freaking mountain. And
cold as shit, by the way.
Very cold. In fact, he had to take like half a freaking brown tarp, cut it, get some freaking string, and make.
I ain't gonna lie, that was a unique stunt jump. That and the car, because that car, I was like, bullshit, you jumped that high, car.
Like that front axle should have been done.
I was gonna say that's a Ford. You know that thing, plink. That's the first thing you heard, plink, and just the control on doing this the entire time for the rest of the ride.
Because that car got high, it was like, all right, movie, cool, I guess.
I just like how he went up the hill. Oh shit! Just dropped the bike.
And this is where the bulk of the movie gets interesting because it's basically Rambo in his element, essentially, pulling out Home Alone traps and. The cops aren't really prepared for being out in the woods.
The cops are retarded, y'all.
Yeah.
And
as they always are. Come on now.
And I mean it. They kind of always are in these situations.
Art imitates life.
Well,
life.
They didn't. Well, first of all, they didn't know. They didn't know that, number one, they thought that Rambo was just some run-of-the-mill soldier, right? Because remember, they were still trying to get full information on who he was outside of what they got off of his dog tags. Keep in mind, this is 1982. You couldn't just go and then get information. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah, they had to call somebody in Seattle, and that person in Seattle had to call the army base all the way somewhere like in the middle of like Louisiana, and they had to check their records, and they're like, nah, we don't got it. Now they got to call another base. So that's probably what happened.
As I said at the beginning, though, my man that was being racist is out there in the helicopter, still got that fucking swollen black eye from Rambo fucking beating his ass in the fucking police
And
department.
One hit,
now,
by the way.
Thank
Straight
you.
one hit.
I was just about to say that was one punch, so you can't really say.
Which means that nigga
But
can't
see-
take a punch for shit.
But the thing that get me was like all police forces, they got excited. You know why? So we can use all the guns
guns.
and everything we have on the back end. Do you know, y'all, in present day, that there are several, probably almost close to like 50 small towns that have weaponry and a SWAT tank. And you're probably like, well, that's not a bad thing. No, I'm talking rural areas. There's rural Georgia, and you have a SWAT tank. Hold
Just
on.
waiting. Just waiting.
Here's the part that killed me. I was like, who are y'all stopping out there? We have it just in case. So you're not gonna go into where the meth heads are at and stop their whole thing? Why the hell we want to do that? They ain't a bunch of dig. I mean, if somebody called it in, we probably have to look into it.
Until no, I got you, D. I got you. See, well, until that 6-star pops up, that's the only time we come out.
And also, I know Philip. Philip's a good dude. Yeah, he is on the drugs. Well, he a nice man.
After the whole shit,
I don't like the women. I don't like the type of women he attract to our town, but it's okay. It's okay.
After that shit with Ferguson, the fact that it was kind of funny because D's point, like there was this expose. John Oliver and a lot of other people commented. You have people all over Middle America, small towns, to like D's point. That's like, why do you have military tanks in your small ass town when you barely get any more of a threat than maybe somebody fucking looked at you differently in the town, and that's the most crime that you get. And you need a tank.
Because it's always good to be prepared.
And Aris, and Chris, actually, it's even better for that. Even if there is an instance where you need more firepower and all that, I highly doubt Waco is happening in the middle of your town where you need this type of weaponry. You know what I mean?
Somebody's thieving, time to get the tank. And it's like, bro, chill.
No, gentlemen. See, y'all need to look at the much bigger picture of this. See, think about it.
When the zombie apocalypse happens,
really think about this. When the zombie apocalypse happens, where will most people go?
Thank you.
Where will most people?
No, what's the one area people would completely overlook? Small towns.
Small towns.
Because everybody goes to big cities and stuff, and then when they leave out, you think you forget the small. Like right now,
that's if they make it out.
If there's a zombie apocalypse, you know where my black ass is going? Going to Robbins, North Carolina. Small town, woods.
See,
one place I'd be
if
terrified.
The Walking Dead has taught me anything, if I'm going to go across the Woodrow Wilson Bridge, I better do it now, or I can't get across. Bridge.
You have to cross that bridge because the military will napalm that shit off.
Mm-hmm. And there's really no way to.
Woodrow Wilson Bridge will be no more.
I mean, there's no way to get in Virginia unless you go across a bridge. So
no, you can still get in Virginia.
Where?
Nah, the first time they realized the zombies
you can
run across that bridge, they blow under the bridge, so then nobody can go across.
No, you can go take 66 through DC, cut straight through Roslyn.
But you're still cutting through a bridge, though.
No, you're not.
And
you're right. You're right. That one small bridge that connects it, and then
you know they'll blow that shit up in a heartbeat. Don't matter how big or small, they blowing that shit up.
I'm about to say they blowing up the Creek Key Bridge. That's probably the first bridge they're gonna blow up in the DC area.
Right.
I mean, yes, it is what it is.
But think about it. You know, small towns will probably have all the top guns that nobody would ever think would exist. You know, resources.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's the one thing that people, everybody would assume. Oh, I can just run to a big city. They got everything there. No, go to a small town. People would never think to go there. That's why a lot of those small towns got them tanks and shit.
My man was hanging out.
And my thing is this: even what they did, Eris, it's like, who's coming? The Germans? Are they coming for you? Because I don't understand this shit.
Look, man,
what's going to be? When's it going to happen? Where you're going to need a tank?
Let something happen. and a freaking snipe shot from a tank coming out of Jerkwater, USA saves the day.
I'm laughing that Rambo is out here climbing up, and this dude is shooting at him, and then he finally gets a shot. And Rambo says, "Fuck it." Yeet.
First of all, how are you gonna have a chopper fly in the
ravine?
Flies right down into the freaking gorge.
Yeah, gorge, not ravine. My bad.
And it gets caught in an updraft.
Which
can barely balance itself. You got Galt over here threatening the pilot to keep it steady. It's like, bro, we're in an updraft. Is it really that serious for you to take a shot at him?
Gotta be honest with you,
I gotta be badass. I'm hanging out with the sniper rifle. Now let me let go when I need 2 hands to hold on so I can point this thing. That's where it was. That's so stupid.
Ballsy move from Rambo. But like, if you ask me, would I do that? I don't know, man.
If you're gonna leap from the side of, you're gonna leap.
No, but let the tree break your fall like that. That's
no. That because
he did it the right way too. He let the branches break his fall on the way down.
That I don't even know if I would even risk that, because my father told me about a situation that happened with him. See, he went to jump school and jumped out of a plane, deployed his parachute, getting caught in the tree. Whether you're floating down or falling is never fun.
Like, I think he did, but yeah, you're right. I think he did the right thing though by at least trying to grab onto something. And yeah, if I'm going to hit nothing, let me hit these junks so my speed could slow down by that time I hit that ground. That's the best you can go for, man. But
at that point, you're trying to count how many branches before you hit the ground.
I mean, look, like there's a lot of things
one
like
don't go up your ass. That's all.
I mean, there's a lot of things that happens because I'm
sorry, Chris. We didn't mention that. Yes, it was Brother Rock who got the kill. In my opinion,
no, we're gonna get
Rock got that kill.
It's wild to me, my man. Again, to Sue's point, the updraft and all that stuff, and Rambo just throws a rock just to get him the fuck up out of his damn hair, and somehow my man was like, Again, why would you have one leg out the fucking helicopter and one leg in and not attach yourself to the helicopter in some way?
If I was a pilot,
you were firing off all them damn shots and didn't even hit him once.
Well, he almost had him until Rambo yeeted himself.
Yeah.
This is the first time you did this? Because all he had to do was yeet Brother Rock and I go off balance for 2 seconds.
See, it was more of it was a team effort. Brother Rock and the updraft.
Mother Nature. actually, to take a page from Ian Malcolm, Mother Nature
found a way.
Yes, it was the breeze. The breeze. See, it wasn't the rock. It was the breeze. It was the breeze that really killed it.
The breeze, you see.
Assisted by the rock, the shifting of movement. see, that right there is chaos.
That's gas.
Oh boy, so Galt dies through circumstances,
and Rambo takes the stuff
in his own hubris. I'm gonna keep it real.
Rambo
got him killed.
Rambo pulled a video game thing, like, I'm going ahead and search his stuff to get some items, and went ahead and we're good to go, right?
Yeah. Wait. Click.
It was more like fall barf coins.
They said barf.
I will always use River City.
Ching.
Barf and coins. I would love to see an 8-bit version of this movie made into a game.
Yo, I like how Denny and them literally blame Rambo for that shit. I'm like, not really. That's your boy's fault there, buddy.
I didn't kill him. I just threw something in the thing and he fell out of it.
No, first of all, he didn't walk out. They were like, hey, Teasel, I think he's actually surrendering. Hey, look, man, there's one man down. It wasn't my fault.
Stay right there.
He said, put your hands on your head. But I didn't do anything.
Which, to be fair, again, didn't do anything.
Just threw a rock. But I didn't do anything.
These niggas with the high ground. Pew, 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 pew.
Still miss.
I thought that one hit him because Rambo did this little type of move and
Well, he
rolled out.
probably got great. No, he did get grazed a little bit.
Yeah, but grazed, and he had apparently he had a thread and needle kit inside that knife. He just unscrewed it.
Hey man, that's the magic of Bowie knives, man.
I didn't know you could hide stuff in that shit. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like a little compartment in there. You keep your lipstick inside of it. It's great.
Not only that, it's also he had like a compass and shit too.
Yeah,
he was able to find his way around. Again, the man. Come on, man. You are a former Green Beret. You're pretty much prepared for stuff like this.
yeah. I mean, look, and that's the thing too. It's like Rambo being Green Beret and being the prototype Kevin from Home Alone in the woods, setting traps. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's his camouflage in this
Dude,
movie.
the
I was
Scarecrow,
going for 90% because I think it was more than 90%, but I'm gonna give him the 100.
bro. The Scarecrow shit had me dying.
No,
There he
first
is.
off, hold on, Chris. First off, what had me dying was not only the National Guard and all the rest of the we want to be badass policemen showed up, but then you had the whole white guy. We're gonna get him all year. We're gonna
Got
get
these
him.
bloodhound dogs.
This man
Go ahead,
sick
boy,
of
get him.
bloodhounds on him, and
I love how the one dog ran over there, and we never seen that dog again.
we never saw any of the dogs again. That was 3.
Fido and Rex got 8. That's all you need to know.
No, actually, no, wait, D, I got you. Fido, Rex, and Samantha, because one of them is a girl.
I'm sorry, I was going to call one of them Buttercup. One's called Buttercup. I don't know who it is, but what is called Buttercup?
I mean, just
So, no, my favorite was when Rambo stepped out in front of the middle of a freaking thunderstorm, and the cops took shot, and they shot one of their own.
it's like, God damn, y'all that incompetent, but up.
This man just steps out, thunderclap, step on. This man,
I see somebody.
bullet.
Damn.
My favorite part, though, they thought they had this nigga. They break out the grenade launcher. Boom, boom.
No,
What they doing? All of a sudden,
that was a straight rocket launcher, sir.
Eris, the best part about it was 2 seconds later, the cops. Hold on, give me like this. Hold on, let me give you one like. Yeah. Like, why y'all taking pictures for? Where the body at? Where the dead body at?
So hang on, because we're burying the lead a little bit on this one. Number one, yeah, like we said, he didn't necessarily take out any cops, but he did non-lethally subdue all the deputies. I mean, completely incapacitated. And let's be real, the way that he did it in this movie was an act of mercy
It would
compared
make
to what Rambo could really do.
It would make Batman blush, and Batman puts people in hospitals for stealing
It
$5.
would. I mean, gentlemen.
like his work.
Gentlemen, y'all saw the one that he did with the freaking what was it? The freaking the snap trap where he had a freaking branch with the the sharpened
I call that the
sticks.
Vietnam special. I call that the Cambodia swing.
First,
That's what he calls it.
First of all, I want to know how exactly, Jonathan, how exactly did you have enough time to cut them shits to make a full weapon? Because you had like 9 of them.
Made time, but you're the jungle. You got to make time, and that's what I do. That ain't what I ain't want to do it, but they made me do it.
But nothing says, oh, I need to leave this nigga alone, than coming out the bushes like this on Brian Denny.
And Eris, that part right there, that's you know what that do? No, I'm gonna tell you what Brian Denny he's saying right there. This shit on myself.
Oh, he
Take
did
a
that.
crime.
I feel he did that multiple times in this movie, shitting on himself.
Brian Denny, he straight up streaked 2 pairs of underwears up in this joint. Dark brown doo-doo, not the light brown, the dark brown doo-doo.
Hey, you saw how he walked back into that police station later on in that movie? Like he was done.
Waddling because he got to change his shitty drawers.
That disappointing shut the fucking office door closed that he did walking into the office at that point in the movie. I'm like, Yeah, that's the man that shit himself multiple times.
I have to say for this part, because out of everybody else that got taken down, when my favorite. Did y'all see the one that he did for your boy?
I don't care.
No, did y'all like the trap that he set for one of the deputies where he literally turned into the ghost from Ghost?
Bruh.
Because he snuck in and just pulled him back into the darkness. They're like, no. I'm like, oh god,
Blue lives don't matter.
But this shot was like one of my favorites because this just
the police.
This just gave you all the everything that you know that's gonna go down in this movie, because he yokes him up and tells him, I could have killed all of them. I could have killed you, but I didn't. Don't push it. Don't push it, or I'm gonna give you a war that you never believe. Let it go. One more time. Let it go.
And then disappeared like a thief in the night.
I mean, I mean,
and did you think Teasel would actually take that? Of course not.
No, because everybody in this movie is stubborn as shit, Teasel included. Because, I mean, jumping ahead, when he has that conversation with Trautman in the bar, Trautman already keyed in, oh, you really wanted to kill Rambo. And Teasel's like, yeah, I wanted to kill him so bad. I really do. You know, like because it's like, it's the aspect of clearly that town don't see no action like that. So it's like, oh, I have an opportunity to actually do something. And it's like, and I can't do it.
Because he did give him that look like, I guess you feel cheated.
Yeah.
Like you got cheated out of your chance. He's like, yeah, I wanted to kill that kid. I wanted to kill that kid so bad that I could taste it. Besides, what would you have done, Colonel, if you'd have went in there? Like, what, you would have like ran up to him and gave you a big sloppy kiss or something?
I love the toxic masculinity in that one, because that's why a lot of those Vietnam vets were crazy. They didn't get hugged and kissed. That's the irony of that. That's the irony of that.
No, Trump been doing the having the best response. I wouldn't exactly know what to do until I saw him.
Look, Trautman gave him.
Oh no, he's exactly right. Because you can just go off an eye test, like, son, I think you've been through too much. Or number two, kill him. Yeah, he's going too far.
All I'm saying is,
gentlemen, let's keep this. Let's keep something in mind here. What in God's name made a man like Rambo? God didn't make Rambo.
I did.
Look. The flex on
Colonel
Campbell. I'm sorry.
You call him Colonel Campbell, yes.
I mean, he is Colonel Campball if you think about it.
I mean, first modeled off it. I mean, that's what he was first modeled off of.
He was modeled off of Trautman. I mean,
all I'm saying is,
shout outs to Richard Crenna for being the all-star.
Look, Richard Crenna is just great at playing this role, because I gotta be honest with you, he kind of more or less pulled the CQC hug on Rambo near the end of the movie. Like, Rambo, let it go. I mean, he kind of did in a way. Like, right. he let Rambo vent, and he finally was like, all right, Rambo, I'm gonna take you back to Bragg.
I mean, first he did say, I taught him everything. And then he looked at the whole situation and goes, quite frankly, I would say that Rambo is slipping, because I'm really surprised to see any of you are alive.
Thank you. That was the other thing too that surprised me, because I was like, there was something within Rambo that didn't want him to, and I think it's because of the circumstances that Rambo's like, yeah, I'm not killing nobody. Like, what purpose does that serve me?
Yeah, it's like, I'm not doing it.
Not doing it. But also the aspect that Rambo was like, when he talked to the colonel on the radio, basically saying, yo, I can't turn this off. I can't. Like, they started it. They brought this war. I can't turn it off. It is what it is.
Sir, no, I believe the title drop was "They Drew First Blood," not me.
Yeah. I mean, he said the title of the movie in the movie.
He did. But just the fact that he laid out everything about Rambo, because he said, listen,
first of all, before Troutman even told him, they finally get the information back from headquarters about who Rambo is. He's like, hey, hey, look, I don't know what you guys thought you were doing, but you guys sure picked one hell of a man to tangle with. Like Rambo, John Jay, former Green Beret. The guy's a war hero, got the Congressional Medal of Honor. What are we doing, Teasel?
Teasel don't give a shit because Teasel's.
Oh, no, he gave zero fucks. In fact, he said, and I quote, "I will pin that Congressional Medal of Honor to his liver."
That just sounds like a guy that doesn't really respect veterans. Like it's like he's tripling down every single scene. I'm like, God damn.
There's this like like I said, that is. I liked how it wasn't conveyed in this movie that he was in Korea, but you can tell it's a dude that got one-upped, and it was like, no, I'm the big man here. You follow my rules. I got to be the one to take. It's like it's such a small man complex, and because you got to think about it, he's a big fish in a very tiny ass pond.
He did say, and I quote, he did say. He said, listen, I don't think you guys seem to understand that what you're dealing with is an expert in guerrilla warfare. You know, this is someone who's been taught to ignore pain. Someone who's been taught to live off the land, eat things that would make a billy goat puke.
My man killed a wild boar.
Random wild boar in the
up in a tree, already had the stick, just
yo,
cut it.
He killed that joke and turned into the rations off of Metal Gear Solid, man.
Like, bro, what had me rolling is that at one point he's sitting up there with the fire going, picking his teeth. Like, man, that boy was good as fuck, wasn't it?
You gotta tell you, man. Every now and then, I don't like pig. I've been pescatarian for the last few months. Man. I kind of like you gotta burn it right, man. Just like how we burned it back in Vietnam, man. Rambo cried as he ate that pig. You know he did.
Now, gentlemen, when you got both Washington State Patrol and the Washington National Guard rolling in, and your boy Caruso said, I knew there was something special about him. You think you should let state police deal with this? What are we doing?
Gonna do? That's my thing. What's state police gonna do?
No. Caruso's got a point. What are we doing? We're just a sheriff's department. Why don't we let the state deal with this, or the National Guard? Why are we dealing with this guy? Like, come on now. Better yet, why don't we leave him alone? Everybody trying to be the smartest person in the room, telling Teasel, this man's getting told 50 different ways. Hey, Teasel, those Green Berets, they're real badasses. I don't think you should mess with that.
And did you mention that Troutman was like, wow, you're going to kill him. Killed for vagrancy. It's going to look real nice.
Well, even to the point that one of the officers...
killed in Jerkwater, USA for vagrancy.
And the way Troutman looked at him was like, yo, like, I can't stand you. Like,
no, but the other part
of I'm going to still do it. Fuck you.
But the other part of it is the fact that when one of the officers basically talked about how their one officer was being a fucking dick towards Rambo and shit, right? And everybody was like, so y'all poked the bear and this is why we're in this situation? And Teasel really tried to like act as though, well, I was justified. I'm like, no, you poked the bear.
What did you think? It wasn't that bad. Even the state, something wrong.
No. Even the state police captain looked at him like, y'all some assholes in this department.
See, I kick my men's ass if they go at a criminal. Criminals come to me, and I'm like,
the criminal comes to me. I'm like, sir,
you already, but
no. You're already on Rambo shit list in the first place. You drove the man in the opposite direction of town when all he wanted to do was get something to eat. You arrested him for bullshit reasons. Then you wait until you leave the room and have your deputies pretty much have their way with him.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. Why should I even trust myself to come to you with a complaint that your deputies did this to me? Hell, I you know what? I got a feeling that if I came up to you and told and complained that your deputies, treated me unfairly or roughed me up while I'm in holding, nigga, I'm in cuffs. Where am I going? How am I gonna, like what threat am I to them? And they're beating the shit out of me. You'll probably shoot me just because I was that close to you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Sorry, I had.
errors,
Sorry, I had.
errors.
I'm
No,
sorry.
no
I had
errors.
to, I'm sorry. I had to get real there for a minute.
Errors. In the words of Ice-T, say that shit. Say that shit. No, you telling the truth. Like, see, here's the thing.
And there was no cameras in there.
What it's like it's when small town like the problem we're really having in America when it comes to policing is police have always been unchecked bullies. You know what I mean? And let me make it very clear. Yes, there are real cops out there who are Jim Gordon. Yes, there are cops out there who are just regular patrolmen who are good men and women. Yes. But you want to know what? That's only like 10% of you, if even 10.
And then
That's the problem. Yeah,
and
that's the real problem of this.
And then some of them are Burke.
Mm-hmm.
Right kind of clean, right kind of dirty.
Yep. Exactly. See, that's kind of funny thing too. I actually think that's the best type of cop, to be honest with you. You give a fuck, but you will cross that line to give the fuck. I actually kind of respect those.
I'm talking both Burks. I'm talking Batman Burke. No, sorry, Bullock and Burke from Spawn.
What you're saying is,
yeah.
So what you're saying is McNulty from The Wire.
Yes, I was going to say that. Yes. I was going to say McNulty from The Wire, nigga. He's actually right on that one. Yeah, it's weird.
That kind of cop that when they catch you during surveillance, shit, got your ass.
And look, here's the thing.
That is my favorite. Look. Cop that ever did that in real life.
Like I love it though, man. Like the thing that gets me is the shit that goes down with, like, you have these. The other problem we also have is that a lot of this has been a problem, but a lot of the cops that go in are the racists, the guys who really truly peaked in high school and want to
failed athletes.
You got the failed athletes. The failed athlete ones are the funny ones to me because it's like, nigga, I know who your cousins is, and why are you a cop? Why are you the cop? Like, it's like certain, like, you can tell the guys who never made it, and then you got the ex-military. Now, here's the funny thing. I usually say ex-military make good cops. I usually say that, but what I have noticed, it's about 70 to 35 on that one.
There's a percentage. There's a percentage here.
Ooh, a bunch of them that leave the military become cops so they can continue being an asshole.
Mm-hmm. And then you just don't have the military DOJ on your ass this time around. So
then you have, but like
you ain't got to worry about court martials.
And then you have
just get paid more for beating black people.
We used to sleep with them. At least I could beat them over here, though.
I get paid for beating up brown people.
Like,
hey, don't worry about killing a don't worry about killing a brown person. You just get promoted because America.
You get a paid vacation and a promotion.
Hey, I gotta warn you guys. I know you're ex-military. You're coming here to be a cop, so I gotta warn you. They're eating the cats and dogs around here. So make sure you shoot first, ask questions, never. Okay? That's what you gotta
eat the cat.
What? You do not give gay Twitter ammunition like that, because they made a banger the second he made that show. Somebody like look, there was a gay nigga up there smoking his extra long cigarette. Put a beat to that shit.
Gentlemen, once again, as I said earlier, Teasel is giving all kinds of advice. Everybody from every which way told them, you should not go along with this. You should not go any further. Hey, we just got our asses kicked on this freaking mountain. Can we let the National Guard, let state police deal with this? Even Troutman gave this man a way out. He said, hey, you want my advice? Here's what I think you should do. Let him go. What do you mean let him go? Let him go. He'll get a job somewhere washing cars or whatever in Seattle. He'll get picked up by local police in front of everybody. No one will get hurt. Just let him go.
It would have been the easier way of going around it.
This completely diffused the situation.
You know what Teasel said? Teasel said about that, Harris?
You could shut the fuck up.
He really thinks, like, what's that gonna help get like me waiting for him to get picked up in Seattle? No. The man is like, he's completely outnumbered. Like, no, we're not.
That's where the bully cop kicks in. Wait a minute, you mean Seattle's gonna get my perp? No,
pretty much. And when he tells him no, he said no. We respectfully, like, thanks, but no thanks, Colonel. We're not doing that. We're just gonna bring in more guys. More guys. Well, I'll tell you something else you're gonna need. What? A good supply of body bags.
You're gonna put the Weekend Warriors, including Earl from the fucking corner store that's part of the Weekend Warriors, to go after Rambo. That's like a downgrade.
Don't forget Timothy from the hardware store.
Yes, like that feels like a downgrade. Like you didn't really upgrade. You didn't upgrade. You got the Weekend Warriors that barely shoot guns.
That quite literally said, "I only do this shit on the weekend."
2 weekends out of the year, guys, folks. Well, no, 2 weekends.
2 months. No, 2 months a year.
2 months a year.
2 months out of the year.
These niggas, it's like I got to go to the general store. I got to work the hardware store on Monday. That took me out. I'm sorry, that had me in tears.
I got things to do. I can't be out here doing all this. He didn't tell me that he was a Green Beret.
Bro,
you're like an E2 in the fucking damn National Guard. Like,
I just like that Earl who ducked the draft is out there. Oh, we gonna get him. Oh, we gonna get him.
So first of all, they fire. So they get him cornered inside of an abandoned mine, and of course Teeth was like, "Nah, just wait for me to get there. Wait for me to get there." They're like, "Nah, the hell with this. We're gonna blast him out of there." They fired a rocket launcher. They thought they killed him, and
Trotman knew low key because even Teasel called him out on it, like, "You knew Rambo was alive the whole time, didn't you?"
Absolutely. You really think? He
really did. He really was like.
To be honest with you, he hit the Weebay joint. Like,
really did. It was just, now look, Trotman, I love him. He was trolling them as soon as he stepped foot in Hope, Washington. He was trolling the fuck out of Teasel and them the whole time, even with all that wise word of wisdom. He was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of, D brought up a good point. Rambo like 12-0 on these fucking niggas, and
I mean, y'all ain't got a victory yet. Y'all got we got a flesh wound. Is the most you probably got on this nigga.
You got 1 round on Rambo, but you didn't really win. You got a round with that rocket launcher in the mine. That's
technically.
The only victory they get was that
Rambo.
Only victory they got was that hose. That was the only thing they did victory.
No, technically in Rambo's words, they got first attack.
First attack, and even that didn't even work.
First attack when you get the plus 25% in your super meter. So he's in this abandoned mine, and we get the inspiration for the cave from MGS3.
Yeah, so Rambo is going through it. There's rats there because makes sense. Obviously, rats gotta be somewhere and stuff. I hate rats, so that would automatically have me like getting the fuck up out of there immediately and shit.
But at the same time, if you assess the situation, understand, where you are, you follow the rats because they know their way out.
Yeah, and so Rambo finds himself pretty much outside in the woods.
That man went through a freaking ventilation shaft.
Yeah. Before that happened though, there was a kid in the woods that Rambo comes across that he didn't kill.
Yeah, he was about to.
He's about to, and then he was like, "Oh, it's a kid," and the kid's like, "Oh, it's a guy in the woods," and and all that stuff. So I had to point that out. But Rambo gets out there, and this is where again, my remembering of the movie, I totally forgot this was the thing because I was like, "How did Rambo get back in town again?" And then
he hijacked a military truck.
And he ends up deciding, you know what? Time for me to burn this town down.
Bro, it was first of all, he asked the soldier driving the truck.
I would like to leave your town.
So he looks at him and he's like, hey, so what you got back there in the truck? I got an M60 machine gun, ammunition, some grenades, and a bunch of other stuff back there. All right, cool. Do me a favor. Get out. He didn't kill him. He just told him to get out.
Tossed that nigga right out that damn thing. Broke his arm. Dislocated his shoulder, falling at that motherfucker.
Yeah.
So, first of all, he really returned back to hope. And there's so much damage to that town. My man blew up a gas station. You cut the power to the freaking town. You destroyed a freaking sporting goods store. You shot up the sheriff's station.
He lit the sheriff station up. That was my favorite part, where he just from the outside, because the second he saw Dennehy over there acting like the shittiest sniper in a Fortnite game, he was like, all right, bet. Click, click, bang. I'm like, yeah, I loved it.
Unreal.
Look, him and Dennehy trying to go at it. I was like, Dennehy, you realize this is like Dan versus fucking Akuma, right? You know this, right? Like, what are we doing here?
Looking like Samo Nunn over there trying to fight him.
Like,
Samo, huh?
Like, and again,
Samo,
but again, like going back to what I was saying earlier, Trumpman and Teasel before Rambo gets into town having that conversation and stuff, and Teasel was like, "You knew Rambo was alive the whole time, didn't you?" Yeah, like, fuck.
Even so, he still tried to tell him. He really still, even after all the damage that had been done, like Trumpman still tried to tell Teasel, "Let him go, man.
Just let him
Just
go.
let him go."
Let him go.
But no, Teasel sees, oh, he destroying my town. I took that personally.
See, unlike Michael Jordan, Teasel is not Michael Jordan, so there will not be any sort of comeback on this.
Teasel wishes he had the jumping ability and the jaundice that Michael Jordan has.
It's like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? Like,
yo, y'all see that picture of Jordan looking like a cane Corso? Y'all seen that shit? Yeah.
I've seen it.
Liver damage. Anyway.
I mean, you know, it's yeah. So at this point, that's when we get, you know, Rambo. I won't say he was about to kill Teasel, but
he was definitely about to kill him.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm even saying he wasn't, but that's when Troutman basically finally intervenes. It was like, John, what are you doing? You know, and then we get the whole spiel. You know,
my man said, look at them. He said, look out there. There's at least 40. What was it? He said there's at least 40 cops out there with M16s.
One of them niggas hitting you.
Not one, sir. All of them.
I like how when this shot is inside,
Rambo was literally running off of 6 stars in GTA.
I like how they shot inside. Trump was like, God damn it, stop shooting. I gotta be real. I kind of low key was like, I want to see Rambo go against the cops. He might win this shit.
Oh no, he's not.
I don't know.
You're completely surrounded. M16s pointed at you. Where are you going?
Chris, I know what you saw, but you know how that was going to end, right? It was going to be real folk blues. He was going to get ate up. And he was going to get ate up at the end of that thing.
I'm sorry. I do not see Rambo kicking a grenade at the cop.
I don't know the way these cops go. I mean, these Barney Fifes might get killed. I don't know.
You ain't lying. A few of these Barney Fifes ain't making it. He's actually got right on that one. And at the same time, and like, yeah. He would have been real folk blues.
When you got to kill, when you bring in the kill crazy town folks with weapons, and the weekend warriors happen to be kill crazy.
I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, Eris. Well, no. I agree with you. In this case, I agree with you. But I love it when the people who are kill crazy, gun nuts, and I'm fighting for my rights. I'm a part of militia people. I like them because they're ignorant. They're just stupid. Neil, your boy Neil, dude, he was writing the Chappelle show. He said it the best way. He said, what we need to do is have our own competition every year. It'd be like where we have one of these militia guys and we have them go against the military. We have it during Thanksgiving or some shit. And he'd be like, what's your name? My name is Jody. Like, all right, Jody, how much do you think you're going to have against the United States military? 1,000% sure. Now I'm going to do that.
Bro.
He said, now I'm talking over to the military. So can you tell us what's going on? Well, it's just me, and I have this drone right here. I just got to say, this seems kind of unfair. And they're all clustered together. Do I press the button?
Do I press the button?
Boop. And they're all dead. Okay, cool. All right. Military one. Look. Here's the best part. He said, Neil had me die. Neil had me die because he said, they was like, we'll get them next year.
see, what you're talking about is modern warfare. We're talking post-Vietnam in this case, where it's just
Rambo. No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
In this case, no, it's a whole different story.
No.
You got this nigga on land, so there ain't no drones, none of that. So,
son, first of all, you got him surrounded in the perfect situation. You got a shot up sheriff station, no power, no nothing. So I mean, he can only hold himself up in there for so long. Somebody's gonna eventually go in there and get him. Now, think about this. After Rambo breaks down and tells Troutman, nothing is over. You don't just turn it off. You asked me, I didn't ask you. I wanted to win, but someone wouldn't let us win. Then I come back to the world and I see all those maggots at the airport spitting, call me baby killer and all kinds of vile crap. I mean, what do they know?
But I think the other thing with Trump was like, you did everything to make this private war happen. You've done enough damage. This mission is over, Rambo. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Like,
I mean, he had a point.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You definitely did. You did way more damage than necessary. I'm like, son, was it really necessary to blow up the gas station? The gas station did nothing to you.
Look. Sometimes you gotta make a point. Okay.
What point was there to blow up a gas station? Cutting the power, I understand. But what point is there to blow up the gas station?
No, we're in warfare. You got
nobody gets gas.
That's what I did. I cut off the resources.
Nobody gets gas. You're done.
They would have just rolled in. They would have rolled in truck. No. First of all, they would have rolled in trucks of fresh gas from Seattle. They'd have been all right.
Said no unleaded gas.
It's only unleaded. You ain't getting Supreme. You can't get premium yet.
Man, we're getting y'all getting 86. You're gonna be happy with the
maybe diesel. Maybe diesel.
We got about 2 gallons of 80.
Trucks that go through here.
We got about 2 gallons of 87. So if you need mid grade, it's about as good as you're gonna get. But I have to say,
can't get that 89. You get that shell. Nah, you can't do that.
So, but I have to say, sir, what we were about to get was just a standalone movie.
Mm-hmm.
This First Blood would have just been a standalone movie because that scene alone had probably a number of changes. One in particular, and you see it in you actually see that scene show up in the in Rambo's flashback in Rambo 4 when he's thinking about everything that he went through from the last 3 movies. It's real quick, but it's a shot where Colonel Troutman actually shoots Rambo. Now, that was in a deleted scene.
That was kind of weird.
Yeah.
That was kind of
weird.
It
was a deleted scene where it was supposed to be the original ending. In the original ending, Troutman kills Rambo.
I think it's interesting though, like much like Death Wish.
And I actually like that ending. I understand why they didn't go for it and why Stallone and all the producers didn't go for it, but I kind of like that ending too.
Yeah, I think what's interesting is that I think we talked about this with Death Wish. It's like the Death Wish series went off rails after the first movie where it was like this serious movie about vigilantism and how that does to people, right? And I think for the most part, Rambo kind of stayed more or less of not going crazy off rails. I mean, fifth movie aside, and stuff, but like I think it stayed the course because at least there was like because like 2 and 3, obviously they had a message ish based off of like what was happening at that time period
Mm-hmm.
in a way. So there was something there, but like I don't know. It's like after this movie, I can see why they wanted to kind of franchise like Rambo to kind of do more with it. I can see why. I don't agree with it, but I get it.
But let me run through this last the last part of the movie from the book's point of view. So basically, Teasel surprises Rambo and shoots him in the chest, but he himself is wounded in the stomach by a return shot. Dying Rambo flees town, and Teasel follows. Troutman and the National Guard arrive. Rambo reaches a shed and prepares to commit suicide by using his last stick of dynamite. Seeing Teasel walking towards him and deciding that it would be better to die fighting, Rambo fires at him to get his attention, but to his disappointment, Teasel is hit and falls over. Rambo feels disappointed that he is now too weak to light the fuse, and then he gets shot in the head by Troutman. Rambo dies, satisfied that he has come to a fitting ending. Teasel relaxes, experiences a moment of affection for Rambo, and he also dies.
Wow.
Yeah, the book was quite like I don't want to say it was like night and day different, but there were similarities.
Wins.
Yeah, no one wins. Like in the end, they both in the book they both died.
Everybody loses.
In fact, it was Troutman that killed Rambo, which kind of goes into the original ending of having Troutman shoot Rambo. Because in fact, you can actually see it. You can actually pull that ending up on YouTube. That was the original ending.
It's a very dour ending, but I think that's indicative of like how we watch movies now, where people don't want like a dour ending like that. So like Rambo basically being perp walked outside was probably the better way to end it, and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is in and of itself interesting because it's like, oh, okay, well, he got perp walked out, cool. And just the fact that it just ends and it's like the credits are showing as he getting perp walked out. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, so you get this. All right, I want to go into the casting real quick. So, can you believe that Betty Davis was going to be casted as a psychiatrist in this?
We're gonna have a scene where she's talking.
You're putting on too many people down. The psychiatrist, damn.
Well, the psychiatrist is going to come in and talk about why Rambo is doing what he's doing, basically. Is that what it was? Which, like, I feel that's a trope that was in a lot of movies, too, where it's like you bring in a psychiatrist, which is why I think it was better to have Troutman.
Gonna make it like Donald Pleasance. I understand him. I know where he comes from.
Yeah, which is probably why having Troutman there to explain everything was probably the better option, because I think if you get like a psychiatrist there, it's like, yeah.
So
went night.
God, there's so much more to this. So Betty Davis was going to be a psychiatrist, and it was either going to be Burt Lancaster or Lee Marvin that would play Teasel.
Burt Lancaster, Jesus.
It should have been Lee Marvin.
Yeah, Lee Marvin hits more.
Yeah, when the project was first purchased by Warner Brothers, Robert De Niro and Clint Eastwood were each considered for the role of Rambo.
Oof. I can't see it. I can't see it.
Not Clint Eastwood. I don't see it with Clint Eastwood.
Robert De Niro is a maybe.
I can see it more with De Niro just off of age at that time. It would have been more of it. You wanted somebody younger. I would have gone for De Niro, but I can't see freaking Eastwood doing that.
You know what it reminds me of?
But it gets weirder. Oh, well, go ahead, Chris.
You know what's interesting is that there was a movie. I might have brought it up before. It was a movie with Benicio del Toro and my man from The Fugitive, where Benicio del Toro's character was kind of like Rambo but crazy and shit, where he was like murdering people out in the woods, like hunters and stuff, like that. And I was like, if they did Rambo around that time, I could see Benicio del Toro playing like John Rambo just because of that aspect of it and stuff. But like Robert De Niro is kind of a hard sell, and it could be because I've seen him in all the mafia movies, so it's kind of like
well
this is 82.
what Tevin just said, Deer Hunter Robert De Niro.
Yeah, this is Deer Hunter
And even-
Robert De Niro.
and look, and
this
even
ain't
in
even
Taxi-
this ain't even the gangster movies Robert De Niro at this
And
point.
even in
Yeah,
Taxi,
fair.
even in Taxi Driver, if you see, he played a dude that was, God,
Crazy.
He was he was crazy, but he was in the war too, if I ain't mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
So let's see next. Rid intended to cast Robert Mitchum as Teasel and Paul Newman as Rambo. Paula considered Steve McQueen, but then rejected him because they consider him too old to play a Vietnam veteran from 1975.
Exactly.
James
You already
Caan,
you were old. You were still old with freaking Paul Newman too. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, James Caan, Burt Reynolds, and Robert Redford were also considered for Rambo.
I can see Robert Redford doing this. Out of all the people that we have named, Robert Redford to me probably would have been
Robert
the
Redford
best person
has
to get.
he has a
would have been the
look
best
to him
person to
that
get
I
for
can
it.
buy it because like I think people when I look at Robert Redford, he's always like the actor's actor. So like seeing him in
you're
a
right.
physical
Yeah, you're
role, you keep forgetting he can do he could do physical at one point in his career.
And that's
very
what I'm
well.
saying. I think he would have been great for it. But at the same time, when you look at Robert Redford, I think a lot of people would have said the same thing. He looks like more the cops in this movie
Yeah.
than it probably would have been the John Rambo.
So
I'm actually shocked that Robert Mitchum didn't want to be a part of this project.
Well, it's
But
not
at
that
the
he,
same
it's not that he didn't
time,
want to. They just, again, these were all people that were considered, and everybody
he might
changed
have
their
been
minds
too old for
because
it.
there was a lot that went into this movie. Now, Rab developed his screenplay with Al Pacino in mind for the role, and it has several conversations with the actor who wanted to portray Rambo as a force of nature after seeing the film Jaws. However, Pacino decided not to be involved because he found the story too dark, and also after his request that Rambo be a lunatic was dismissed by the producers. When Bandham was considered,
That sounds like that was the only way that Al Pacino can play him. Like I can do it, but I gotta be crazy. Like that's what that sounds like.
Like, all right,
now,
Al,
so now when Bandham was considered as director, he wanted to cast. Oh God, this is a good one. He wanted to cast John Travolta as Rambo, George C. Scott as Troutman.
I can see that.
Wait,
I can see that.
And
I can see both of them.
Hold on, George C. Scott as Troutman, and either Gene Hackman or Charles Durning as Teasel.
John Travolta, Saturday Night Fever, John Travolta.
Travolta would have did it, but here's the thing. I
Coming
think
off of was it Staying Alive?
God, it probably would be. This was during Weird Travolta, where his sex appeal was still there. But he wasn't quite serious. So I don't think John Travolta would have been bad. But think about it. I just saw his guts are well, but God, I couldn't do it. His legs are but God.
God, from Welcome Back, Kotter.
So
we would be making fun of him, man. Now, hold on. Who did you say that was going to be Teasel? Did you say George C. Scott?
No, George C. Scott was going to be Troutman.
Okay, I can see that.
Pause for a second. Now, imagine they did go through this thing with John Travolta being Rambo, right? Do you think they would have franchised it after that movie? Let's say if John Travolta's Rambo was in a bizarre universe was a success.
If the movie was successful, yes. Because you got to bear in mind, this movie had a $15 million budget, and it made $15 million budget, and it made $125 million in 1982.
Which that's like hard. People actually went to theaters to see this shit. Like
correct.
They went to the theaters to see it, and yeah, I mean that's yeah.
So let's see. Going on, Frankenheimer also considered Powers Booth, Michael Douglas, and Nick Nolte as Rambo before casting Brad Davis because of his role in Midnight Express. Dustin Hoffman was offered the role of Rambo but turned it down.
I like Powers Booth. That would have been Powers Booth as Teasel would have been great.
Powers Booth as Teasel would have been great. I think that's actually a missed one. Powers would have killed this one.
Yeah. Powers Booth, he's a great actor. Like it's like Denny's great as like this hard edge like sheriff. Powers Booth would have really amped it up.
No. Powers Booth was considered Rambo, not Teasel.
I can see that a little bit.
Yeah.
I can see that a little bit.
Like I said, Powers Booth, Michael Douglas, and Nick Nolte.
Yeah.
Then it ended up going
48
to
hours, Nick Nolte.
yeah. Then it ended up going to Brad Davis. Dustin Hoffman was also offered the role, but he turned it down. For the role of Shara Teasel. So for the role of Shara Teasel, this is interesting. So they approached Academy Award winners Hackman and Robert Duvall, but
Gene
both
Hackman,
turned down the part.
I could see Gene Hackman as Teasel. That could work. I mean, Gene Hackman.
Marvin,
there's a lot of great actors during that time period that could have been Teasel easily.
And Marvin, another Oscar winner, turned down the part for Colonel Troutman. James Mason and Richard Jekyll were also considered. Kirk Douglas was eventually hired, but just before shooting began, Douglas quit the role of Troutman over a script dispute. Douglas wanted to remain. Here's the difference. Kirk Douglas actually wanted to retain the novel's original ending of Rambo and Teasel fatally wounding each other. Troutman finishing Rambo off with a kill shot, then sitting with the dying Teasel for the sheriff's final moments. Douglas,
that's fair, because that's a normal thing that happens.
Yeah, Douglas also wanted Troutman to have more screen time. Rock Hudson was considered as a replacement, but was soon to undergo heart surgery and had to pass up the chance to work with Stallone. Richard Crenner was quickly hired as a replacement for the role of Troutman, became the veteran character actor's most famous role.
Oh, I mean, that's
Eric, you actually. Now, who was that? It was I think it was you, Chris, or one of y'all just said if John Travolta would have did it, would have been, sequels and all this. I think there's one thing that we're kind of missing in that question. Would he would have pushed for it? The reason why I say that is because the reason why John Rambo became the series was because of Stallone himself. Stallone, when he got this role, he was like, yeah, I'm doing dramatic, but I want to be an action star with this, because he looked at the landscape at the time. There weren't a lot of action guys at the time. The last good action guy,
maybe, or was Schwarzenegger starting up?
Him and Schwarzenegger were just starting up with their careers, but he was looking out. There were no real guys known for action. The only guy that was known for action was in his 50s. It was the 50s going into his 60s at the time, and that was Charles Bronson. And he was like, well, somebody else got to step up in that role. So not only do we see some little I would call Stallone tweaks in this one, but with the biggest Stallone tweak would be the second Rambo movie that came out. At that point, we're going off of Stallone's vision and the original producer and director of this movie. We're going off their vision of what Rambo could have been.
I would also like for you guys. I would also like for you guys to know that First Blood as a project was something that had been conceived since 1972.
That makes sense.
They've been trying to get this shit off the ground since 72.
I mean, that tracks. I mean, you think about it. I mean, there's like going back to what you were saying about Kirk wanting the movie to be like the book. That tracks, because a lot of actors, whenever they've done like movie adaptations of books, there is that thing of like, I want this to be authentic, just like the book, to kind of capture that. But
know who said that? You see Kirk Douglas said that. Of course Kirk Douglas would have said that shit. Of course he would have, man. And also it makes him look more of a stoic actor in that type of situation.
Yeah, because it's just like
they wanted to go, the actors are going to lean into what they're good at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as far as filming goes, film was shot in the Fraser Valley of British Columbia on a $15 million budget beginning on November 15th of 1981 and continuing until April of 82. Let me see here. So the locations chosen for the film initially experienced unseasonably warm and sunny weather during the filming, which posed challenges since the crew had counted on an overcast setting. However, a period of heavy snowfall beginning in January of 82 delayed production by 2 months. Other delays were caused by injuries to the cast during stunts. Chris, gentlemen, we talked about this particular scene, including a scene where Stallone sustained serious back injury and several broken ribs, in particular due to performing his own stunt of dropping off a cliff and onto a tree.
I can see.
Well. Look who thinks he's Jackie Chan.
I mean, just
Seriously, he got the Jackie Chan treatment too, broken ribs and all that.
I mean, of course, if you
Listen,
jump, I
jumping
mean,
from
that
a-
was bound to happen.
Jumping from a cliff to a tree. Yeah, you were asking
mean,
for trouble.
I mean, part of me feels that scene when he fell down and he's like grimacing. That felt like that was the take where he broke his ribs, and they
They're
kept
like,
that
"Yep,
shit in
keep
the
it."
movie.
They
Keep
were like,
it,
keep it in.
keep it.
No. We did good. We did good. We did what? Because it's authentic. I actually broke my shit, man. I didn't even got stuff.
Because I mean, let's be real. That scene, because that's something that happened in movies back then, like the slow motion of him jumping off. I kind of got the vibe. I was like, is that? Did he really? Oh shit,
He really
actually,
did it.
He did do that shit because it's like the slow motion and him hitting the tree and everything and stuff. I feel that is.
Nigga hit that Jeff Hardy swanton bomb going off the.
I swear that meme when somebody says nobody Jeff Hardy and it's somebody diving into a table. Like,
Actually, that's the one you need. Nobody Jeff Hardy.
Oh, that's interesting. And because the production ran over schedule, Krenna's role in the movie had to be cut in order to avoid paying him higher fees.
I mean, that's a normal thing because
The firearms used in the film had to be imported into Canada because of the country's firearms regulation. In January of 1982, over $50,000 worth of firearms, including 14 M16 rifles, 3 Remington shotguns, 2 44 Magnum revolvers, and 11 Colt AR-15 rifles, were stolen from the set.
Wow.
All of the guns have been modified to just shoot blanks. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police claim that they could easily be modified to fire live ammunition. After the incident, the set was guarded by the Canadian Army, whose soldiers also served as extras in the film.
ladies and gentlemen,
Canada, and I say that as not a pun.
ladies and gentlemen, opening weekend, Rambo barely beat out Halloween 3.
Yeah, it did. Wait,
Halloween 3.
Wait, hold on. I got one more.
Wow.
I got one more, gentlemen. Check this. Now, check this shit out. Remember how I said a while back that, hey guys, we should do the right stuff. Forgetting how long that movie is, over 3 hours long, right? The first rough cut of First Blood was between 3 and 3.5 hours long.
I got a question. How?
Hang on, I'm getting to it. According to Stallone, it was so bad that it sickened him and his agent. Stallone wanted to buy the movie and destroy it, thinking that it was a career killer. After heavy re-editing, the film was cut down to 93 minutes. This version was ultimately released in theaters. The ending used in the finished film was shot in March of 1982 after the original one deemed unsatisfactory. I really want to see the 3.5 hour long.
I don't want to see that shit.
I'm curious to see it.
A lot of fluff. That's what it sounds like.
I don't even know if it was fluff.
Like there's a lot of air in that junk, man.
I'm curious. Like, how do we know that a lot of it was probably just Stallone trying to survive in the mountains?
I watch a scene of him fucking brushing his teeth with fucking the twig and a leaf or some shit. Like,
well, he didn't stay there a whole day.
I know, but still, like, it's enough morning time. Brush my teeth because gotta get ready for these Army National Guardsmen. But nah, like it made 300,000 more than Halloween 3 opening weekend. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. But like you said, 215 million, total. I mean, that's.
No,
I said
125 million.
Oh, I thought you said 2. Wow,
I said $15 million budget making 125 million.
I mean, that $15 million, it makes sense. I mean, you're out in the woods, Washington, on location. It's a lot of money.
They were in Canada.
Well, Canada.
They shot all this in Canada.
Hey, you made a lot of money and stuff. I mean, it makes sense. You spending 15 mil for that shit, So, yeah. I mean, hey, this is a hell of a way to kick start it and stuff. But like I said, Tevin said it best. Like it's 70s movies made in the 80s.
It was because they were like, all right. So it was 72 when Lawrence Terman at Columbia Pictures bought the film rights for First Blood for $175,000. Richard Brooks was slated to direct it and intended to have the film be an allegory on differing American perceptions of World War II and Vietnam veterans, with Sheriff Teasle portraying more he was actually going to be a whole lot more sympathetic than he was in the book.
But I think even if he was sympathetic, I don't know if he would have had the same movie though.
Now, it says the film would have ended with Teasle ordering his men to drop their guns and try to reason with Rambo.
Okay.
Who would have had? Hold on. Who would have been fatally shot by who would have fatally been shot by an unknown assailant? Brooks planned to start shooting first blood in New Mexico in December of 1972. And the film did not proceed because of the Vietnam War and was still underway, and Brooks had left the project.
I have to imagine like
Wow, that is amazing.
I have to imagine the Vietnam War set back a lot of shit for some people.
God. Wait, hold on. Here's another version. Afterward, John Calley purchased the rights at Warner Brothers Pictures for $125,000 with the thought of casting either Robert De Niro or Clint Eastwood as Rambo. A screenplay was written by Walter Newman and with Martin Ritt intended to direct it. The film would have criticized American military culture and portrayed Colonel Troutman as the film's villain, ending with both Rambo and Teasle dying. Sidney Pollack and Martin Bregman were considered directing the film, with Bregman hiring David Rabb to write the script. After Bregman departed, Mike Nichols considered directing Rabb's script as well.
Here's my thing. I don't feel you can make Colonel Troutman bad. Like, okay, you're critiquing the American military. Cool.
You can. If you're critiquing the military, this is a critique of the military. You can frame that. And yeah, especially if both those men die, Troutman can look like the bad guy in that, where he's the military just trying to military the whole situation out. You can change like 4 or 5 things.
Yeah.
And easily make Troutman, not I want to say the supreme villain of the movie, but one of those ominous inevitables in the movie that he will end up looking like the bad guy.
Like, you're right, because I think like Troutman to me operates like he knows the bullshit that happens in the military, but he goes along with it. Kind of like Bright Noah, where it's like, I'm just going along with this shit because it's a job. Like, especially when John was like, yo, it was rough over in Vietnam. He's like, yeah, it was bad for everybody, but we got over it. And it's like, bro, like, you can't just gloss over that shit. Like,
you make a good point when you say Bright Noah, but I think Bright, it was in a different situation than Troutman. But actually, him and Troutman are in the same situation in the sense of we have
get
to
along, kind of.
Exactly. Noah, we got to see his steps of being mad at the Federation, at least. You know what I'm saying? Troutman, he's not on some American.
He didn't want to be. He didn't put his way. He didn't want to be at the Pentagon in DC. He's one of those people where he would rather be in the field than be sitting at a fucking desk, kind of vibe. That was Troutman's angle of the military and stuff. But like, I kind of felt it was weird that he got very nonchalant about like Rambo's PTSD a little bit. Like, you can't just tell that man to just get over it. Like,
he didn't necessarily tell him to get over it. I mean, no, he told him
it's not so much.
No, he
didn't say it outright like that.
No, he told him that it was bad for everybody. He actually was quite sympathetic to Rambo's situation. Yeah. I mean, come on, man. Come on, dog. Come on. He got the big boss hug out of him.
I know it was just, I guess in my head when he said it was bad for everybody, in my at least from my perspective, it felt like it was a little bit of a gloss over a little bit, even though I know it wasn't. So it,
but it was really seeing Rambo break down and cry in front of him. He's like, you know what? I've never seen this side of Johnny before.
Well, I mean, it started.
Brother, I was like, sir, you need a hug.
But it started like D said about like how the man sat there and was like, surprised John let you guys go. And I think that's when he was Rolodexing like, something's up.
Of course, he's always going to think of him as a soldier because he wasn't just, he wasn't just the guy who taught him everything he knew. He was a mentor and a close friend to him. Yeah. Probably, let's be real. The closest thing that Rambo has left as for family.
Yeah, it would be charming actually. And you can tell by the next 2 movies, even though it's incredibly watered down, he still remains the only person that he knows and trusts.
And the only one he trusts.
Yeah. I mean, But I thought the music,
Yeah, Jerry Goldsmith,
Jerry
dude,
Goldsmith's
killed
music
it.
was pretty. It was really good in this movie.
Absolutely love the music. Now, remember how I told you guys that this movie kept trying to get off the ground since 72?
Mm-hmm.
After they find, like, what was it? God, they purchased the film rights. Terminator, Kuroko Pictures, they purchased the film rights from Warner Brothers for $375,000.
Jesus.
The French are the like look, Canal Studios, now Lionsgate. Them niggas, they were ruthless when it came to some of this shit, man. The French didn't mess around, bro.
And they offered the role of Rambo to Sylvester Stallone, and the actor, of course, accepted it after reading the script over a weekend. Various scripts adapted from Morel's book had been pitched to studios in the years since its publication, but only Stallone's involvement prompted its production. The time since the end of Vietnam War and Stallone's star power after the success of the Rocky films enabled him to rewrite the script to make the character John Rambo more sympathetic. Morel's book has Rambo kill many of his pursuers, and Colzon and Sackham's draft had him killing 16 people, but in the movie, Rambo does not directly cause the death of any police or National Guardsmen. Stallone also decided to let Rambo survive the film, unlike in the book. A suicide scene was filmed, but Bakachev and Stallone opted to have Rambo just turn himself in at Troutman's urging.
I remember people talking about that scene actually was filmed.
It's on YouTube.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you meant Troutman shoots him and not Rambo.
No. Troutman shooting him is the suicide scene he's talking.
See, I was thinking that it meant because I remember people saying that Rambo shot himself, and I'm like, oh, okay. Shit.
No. Like the only by suicide, he means by suicide by just having Troutman kill him. But in any case, Stallone basically rewrote this movie about 7 times before it finally went into production.
Go from a 3-hour cut to where it's at now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had to fucking rewrite that shit.
That's another fact I heard.
Well, no, see, the editing, that was after everything was shot. Like,
I know. I'm just saying, just like everything that they had to sit there and redo and stuff. I imagine they had to sit there and do that shit. Like, come on now. That's yeah.
Like I would play the scene, but I ain't trying to have us get copyrighted.
Doom.
It ain't worth it.
Don't. I was gonna say don't. I feel like this movie, either you can get away with it or you're gonna get super hit.
What's up, Captain Winter? It's been a while.
I'm about to say, man, we don't see you that much, bro. How you doing? But yeah, man.
But yeah, that's Johnny Rambo, First Blood.
And yes, because we did this movie, we're doing the whole series, of course. We have to. And number one, because of Stallone, yeah. And number two, it's a series that it's so funny with Rambo, where much like Death Wish, it goes away from what it originally is, but makes it its own. But by the time you get to the last movie, it's like, yeah, stop doing this shit.
No, but I still maintain it doesn't go crazy far off reservation like Death Wish did. Because look, we talked about Death Wish 3. 2 is where it was like.
I mean, in a way, but it's a long way.
But I think 4 bringing it back. But I think 4 bringing it back to the whole political thing of the genocide in Burma and doing that thing.
4 was brilliant. 4 was actually brilliant.
Death Wish didn't get that.
Rambo 4 was also an independent film.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, but Death Wish never got that, right? Death Wish 2 onward is just said, fuck it, we're just gonna be schlock the whole way. Why would I want to see Eugene Levy? Yeah. Was Eugene Levy being Eugene Levy back then still?
But he would have been, because remember, that was in the thick of his comedy at that time, man. So I don't know.
I know, because part of me feels like a lot of people probably. Yeah, because it's like Eugene Levy is like, I know he can act, but it's just I'm wondering, did he ever turn off that shtick? And would he be able to do that?
It's honest, like
Chris, when you say his shtick, I instantly think, what, his eyebrows? No, that's half of his comedy work. What are you talking about? He shaves these things down. That's it. He
No,
can't
listen.
get back on stage.
Listen, every time I read up the stories on, like on production and how many changes movies go through and what was considered and what wasn't considered, this is when I would like to visit the multiverse, because I would like to see multiple universes where these ideas actually came to pass.
I mean, I think it's like anything else. You go through the whole process of trying to make a movie and you see the what ifs of what could have been and all that stuff. I mean, hell, we've talked multiple times about the whole thing when we did Last Action Hero with Sylvester Stallone being
With
Terminator.
Stallone being the
Yeah,
Terminator.
so all
instead of
those
Schwarzenegger.
it's all those what ifs of careers and stuff. I mean, even to the point that Will Smith had talked about, like he was going to be Neo and he was like, I'm good, that kind of shit.
The L that you ate on that one, sir.
I mean, it worked out for Will. It wasn't like it was.
I think the Matrix would have died first movie if it was Will Smith. I don't think it would have been in nearly.
I mean,
as popular.
Matrix was supposed to be a one-off movie.
It was supposed to be just a one movie, but no, I would love to go to to Universe 7 where O.J. Simpson is the Terminator.
Well, you mean art imitating
Nah,
life?
I'm
Stop
fine
it,
with
Chris.
that one. I'm fine
I need
with
you
that
to
one.
stop.
You are not going to go against Orthol James Simpson. You hear me?
No, I want to see it. I want to see how they would have put that together.
Yeah, it's called
No,
AI. It's called
to-
Chat GPT. How about you
Don't
do
do
Chat
that, Chris.
GPT?
Shut
and
up,
just put it
No,
in?
stop
Chris.
it,
No.
stop it, Chris. Now you're being gross. I would like to see. I would also love to, go to Universe 9 and see the Beverly Hills Cop movie with Stallone instead of, Eddie Murphy. Let's see how that would have played out.
I think I might dabble in on that Chat GPT AI shit just to see how that works.
No.
Chris, stop being a part of the problem. Stop being a part of the problem with AI, man.
I'm not part of the problem. I'm just saying,
I heard about that.
That was
seems like
yeah.
I heard about that,
In,
but
in logic,
I never.
in logic, a Rambo versus Predator movie would be interesting just based off of like, especially if we're talking First Blood, not like the later movies, but like First Blood versus Predator. The idea of it could work. It's just like, how you setting that up, how you teeing that off, kind of thing. Is it going to be, because it feels like it's just going to be basically an extended version of Arnold versus Predator in the third act of Predator, basically.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Which ain't a bad thing. I mean, it makes for an interesting cat and mouse kind of vibe in a way.
It does, but for the most part, to me,
Can you hamper that for an hour and a half though?
Exactly. That part.
It's kind of like that movie Predators, where it's like, I love that movie, but like that movie only works but I love that movie, but it only works because you have that motley crew of people. But if you just have Rambo by himself, it's like, well, who is he bouncing off of? Like, so it just, yeah. So, it is what it is and stuff. I'm pretty sure somebody will probably do a comic like, Dark Horse or something.
I just happened to check Comic Vine and somebody said, yeah, okay, here's how it goes. Rambo gets 2 days to prep and the Predator gets none. The battle has begun and they're in the jungle and they're ready. So who will win and why? The ultimate soldier or the ultimate killing machine?
It's weird with the Predator because ultimately the Predator is more hubris why they lose than anything. It's like, oh, well.
Somebody said Rambo uses mud and that alone wins.
It really, like, look, that's the crazy part, because it isn't until Predators
that camo index.
It isn't until Predators where they did the whole thing of like, all right, we can't see him. All right, heartbeat monitor.
Oh yeah, bro, take off the friggin' mask. Oh, I see everything.
No, it wasn't that. It was like, no, because remember, he only saw everything because he got the mud washed off of him. Remember?
No, I know that, but like you said, the heartbeat monitor.
Yeah, he still had he had the mask on, and he switched to the different. I think it was like a green screen that had the heartbeat because he couldn't see fucking old boy from The Pianist. I keep forgetting his name.
Oh yeah, you know what? There were a bunch of comics. There was Tarzan versus Predator, Batman versus Predator, Superman versus Predator, Predator versus Judge Dredd.
Sorry, I get annoyed very much about the concept of Tarzan. I really do.
I mean, can you really get annoyed after we saw Prey?
White man in the jungle. White man in the jungle.
I remember watching that fucking that
with
movie
an ape friend named Ape.
No, that fucking bullshit. Remember that movie, the Tarzan movie with Skarsgård and fucking Sam Jackson and shit?
Yes.
I'm sitting back like watching it in black and white, the idea of Tarzan in black and white, because it's the fantastical aspect of it, right? You don't think about it because it's the black and white TV show, and it's like, all right, whatever. But you put it in a movie, not the Disney shit, because Disney is Disney. It is what the fuck it is. Like, it's even then that's stupid. But like the Skarsgård one was just very egregious. Like, this white man is a black. Get the hell out of my face with this shit. Like,
I know, right? This is white people have audacity even in present day.
Cap Winter, yeah, you're right. We did get Wolverine.
Oh, Black Panther versus Predator was actually pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. That was on par with the Secret Invasion Black Panther shit, where it's like, oh,
Batman versus Predator was good, but on some real shit, I feel if they make it today, it would be a lot better. It was made like in the 90s, so it was edgelord as hell.
Oh yeah, because I think the Predator in that one killed Mr. Freeze because they knew Mr. Freeze could actually beat them with his cold shit. If I remember correctly, it was wild.
It was something like that. I forgot what it was, man.
Yeah, Batman was investigating like who killed Mr. Freeze. Like, damn.
You know what, Brian? I'm with you on that. Listen, I will join in on your madness. Let Disney make a live action version of Tarzan with a black man in the lead role.
They gonna make that fool Filipino and call it a day. They ain't gonna make him black.
A Filipino in the middle of the Congo. I love it.
Yeah, I'm down.
They're going to get the dude for Shang-Chi.
Simon Liu.
Freaking Simu Liu.
Simon Liu. Oh.
Look, Simon Liu is like Ernie Hudson. He'll take a check. All right.
Harris. Oh, they can't do that no more. You want out? That's cultural appropriation.
Apparently,
I don't know. Somebody does that.
Look, there's a reason why Hollywood ain't touching Tarzan after Skarsgård. They are not touching that shit ever. They're like, nah.
Hey, Chris. You have been a film critic long enough to know. Don't you dare Hollywood. They'll do it anyway.
Hey, they already audacity me with Megalopolis and shit, where you explained to me the whole shit with Rome and modern times. I was like, oh shit, it is racist. God damn. Like,
yeah. White people don't see it that way, man. Come on. It's magical. Look at how big it is. This brings you back to the 1950s of filmmaking. Shut up. Bye.
No, let me go ahead and watch Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow. That's better fantastical than this shit.
You know what? Actually, it's kind of funny that you bring that up. I actually tripped over an article bringing up how it's actually a big cult classic now. How it cleared the budget mark, but it didn't make no money.
Oh no, it didn't. It didn't.
Yeah, it cleared the budget, but it didn't. It was like that don't mean shit. Y'all ain't make no money off this.
Yeah, I'm like don't say do not. Anytime you ever say, "Oh, clear the budget," that does not mean it made money.
Yeah, it didn't sink the studio. They just said, "Well, we broke even. We're fine."
Make it very clear, y'all. We have had movies that like it made the budget. Look, it made X amount of money, and you be like, "Dog, that don't cover none of the crap. They ain't making no money off this."
It's like going to a casino. You go in with 200, you come back with just the 200 that you came in with. You just leave because it's like, you know what? Let me just go home. I'm not even going to. I'm not going to.
Not even going to try, bro. I'm not even about to try right now.
That's literally what Sky Captain the World Tomorrow, and that's even with the DVD sales too. That's the crazy part. So it is. What's our next movie, sir? Oh, DZ.
Oh shit! I was chilling. Halloween season, y'all. DJ Sue?
Yeah. No, I'm just gonna say it right here. Outside of wonderful 39-year-old Jennifer Tilly's titties, this is where the franchise slowly begins its descend.
Look, this is Bride of Chucky was the movie that I really didn't like too much because it was just like this is where we're at, huh? This is where we're at with Chucky, huh? It's just we're doing this. Huh?
I have.
Bear in mind, Bride of Chucky actually did wait the 8 years to release. Even though it's 8 years in our time, in the movie, it's still it was literally just the next week.
It was just like the movie just felt weird to me in a sense that it existed because it's like, oh shit, Chucky, he's back. And it's like, all right, Bride of Chucky, is it the two dolls.
what you're feeling is, Chris, that it became self-aware.
Yeah, it's self-aware.
Oh no. See, this movie started. I want to say again, this was the start of everything. The movie didn't go full balls deep into being self-aware until Seed of Chucky.
Because I think because not the bird,
Thank you, Tevin. Bride of Chucky. Chucky goes meta.
Because it was just like after the third movie, it just felt like the only way you could do a Chucky movie, you had to reboot it, given what happened at the end of Child's Play 3. And I understand the Child's Play series, they always find bullshit ways to bring Chucky back. Fine, but it was just like, all right, like how we, and like I said, Chucky obviously gets sewn together because they, the trail. I remember when they showed the trailer for the movie on TV. I forgot what movie I saw they showed it, but just even the poster with Chucky being sewn up, I was like, he got sewn up? Really? That's what we're doing? Like, I guess.
According to the actual movie, there was a little bit of sewing work, but for the most part, Tiffany freaking staple gun.
A lot of bullshit juju going on in this movie. There's a lot of bullshit.
Oh, it is. This movie also, in my opinion, probably contains the best death we ever see in a Chucky movie. There's one kill scene in this movie where it's like I say top 3 in the whole series, but we'll get into that when we get into that next week. So we're starting spooky season off next week with Bride of Chucky, and I cannot wait to see those nice milfy titties from 0 to 2.
Anyways, we will catch you guys later. Peace out.